Well, the quad is still loading. We are through. Wigan. Wigan at Wemberley. Was an easy game. It was a good game. Some interesting things to talk about. Some people playing in positions we haven't seen. Saka and Madueke both playing on the right. That's all. 2 10s. Well, what else can you say about it? It was a really good match. All the goals happened in the first half, man. You could have a nap in the second half. But lots to talk about. Of course, we have an extra game week game against Wolves on Wednesday. Chance to go 7 points clear at the top. All of the associated discussions around that. And further to that, also just has everyone calmed down since Brentford. How are we feeling about it all? Do we feel like I actually saw Owen Hargreaves today in the coverage of the FA Cup talking about how Arsenal could win 4. So it's not just our own boy Tendio talking about quad loading. And before I forget, of course, when it comes to quad loading, please remember that we are doing the merchandise. It is available. I can't believe we could still sell that. I can't believe it is now the middle of February. We're in the last 16 of the FA Cup. Draw to come tomorrow. We're in the final of the League Cup. And, of course, we've qualified without having to play that silly extra round in the Champions League. So, great to see you all here. We're going to have a quick musical interlude. Sorry I'm late. I've been watching Great Britain's very own Charlotte Banks with some absolutely outstanding skiing. Can you call it snowboarding? To take a gold for Great Britain, which as a young boy, I don't think I ever saw. Tonight's formats are available if you find yourself on your phone watching or at home on television, hopefully the latter. Well, lots to talk about. I will be posting the link if anyone wants to join me. I'm very much hoping this is going to be a 2-hour show and no longer, but anyway, that's enough from me. I will play you some music before seeing you again shortly.
One clash, one fall, time will explode. You could feel red blood run cold across the postcode. Got me down bad and the fear get viral. Fans screaming, season done like a survival spiral. But breathe, my brother, fear don't lead. North London Warriors built from a stronger creed. Arteta armor defense like granite. We don't melt, this ain't that planet. No panic in the streets of North London. Even when that moment make red blood run cold, we stand strong. Fear fades quick when the baseline rolls. Cannon on the chest, never lose control.
So I I've looked ahead at some of the comments, and one of them is why don't I just put it up there? Surely a good day for all. There we go. Walt Leaky, Texas. Good to see you, mate. Hi, all. Good win today. Happy day for all Gooners? I don't know. I would think so. I would expect so. But nothing would surprise me. Is there a reason anyone would be particularly disappointed with what's happened today or just generally? Or are we still expecting Man City to overtake us? I've had a fantastic weekend. I hope you have too. Been a bit late in bringing out a video with the expected points total. Did a bit of a deeper dive than I expected. The reality is, unless we beat Tottenham at whatever their stadium is called, then Man City are technically, according to my prediction, they can finish on 89 points. I don't see where they're going to drop points. Maybe we can talk about it. But there are likely to be some gloominati because of Arsenal's failure to beat Brentford, and this is probably still carried on. A lot of anger, a lot of actual vitriol. But apart from that, today, I can't see why anyone would be particularly upset. Did Arteta apart from perhaps the potential injuries, I know Ben White might have a hamstring. Urian Timber's had a rest, which is good. We've managed to rest. Saka, we didn't rest, but I think he just needs match fitness now. Overall, though, a really good performance. I want to hear from you. Who really stood out? Of course, we're going to talk about Eze. We are going to talk about Eberechi Eze. Listen, I get it. And we can start off and finish off by saying it is only Wigan, right? But you've got to beat what's in front of you. And Man City only beat Saul for 2-0. So I don't see them getting any shit. Or maybe they did and I just missed it. We could talk about all the other FA Cup games, but I want to get an idea from you how you're feeling. And here we start with Weir's Big Arms, Blue Savannah Eyes. Dipped in Sherbert Herbert. Oi, Razor, good win today. Oi, predicted a 4-0 win. Am I the first one in? Guess I am. You want some? You are. It does appear that you're the first one in. I think there might have been a few that came in at once. Big up, Bossman, and all the legends in the chat. In it. 4-0 to the Arsenal. Woohoo. Malia, always great to see you. I think the Madueke on the right and Saka in the middle, it did work well, and the contribution between them both. I mean, what is this? Is it like Eze playing the left 8? Is that kind of what happened today? I've never pretended to be tactically astute, so let me know what you think. And have to be honest, substituting the keeper always gives me the ick, but it didn't affect us. I think it was a weird one. Someone, I don't know the commentary team where you watched it, but they were talking about did Kepa pick up a knock? How could he pick up a knock? He didn't do anything. Didn't even pick up a football, let alone a knock. So I think it's nice. Tommy Stepford gets a little bit of an appearance fee, I guess it would be. Can't wait to see who we get in the next round. Who do you want? That's a big question I forgot to ask at the top of the show. Who do you want in the next round? Do you want Man City? Because that's what will happen. Don't want Man City. Yeah, it was great to see them both. Eze was great. He was my man of the match. I think he was most people's man of the match. Why? And also, look, come to the Emirates, have a nice day out, enjoy the FA Cup 4th round, but don't play a high line. Don't play a high line. I was thinking about this. Can Wigan fans console themselves with the fact that they conceded the same number of goals as Atletico Madrid? That first half was absolutely brilliant. I predicted 3.5 goals in the first half, had a decent bet on that and was very happy. Multi-Cadex is all good today and is today. I've read that one already. People, when you join, don't forget to press the like button. Press the like button, subscribe if you haven't yet. I know we've got a couple of new subscribers already from just the start of this show, so thank you so much. Hopefully we live up to your expectations. And Dan, you was late. Never. I was like a minute late. I was literally watching brilliant snowboarding. Really exciting snowboarding, except Austria went out. Didn't make the finals or the small final, which is like the biggest waste of time in the world ever. I was watching that. GB going well in the... Yeah, not bad at all. I am disappointed. Should have scored 10 instead of 4. Boo, sack the team. Good. That's a good way to start. Thank you for getting in nice and early with your own take on the Gluminati. Is 4 enough? Why didn't Gyökeres score? Stuff like that. There he is. Colles, gentleman's preference. Evening legends, Malia, Anthony, Mortliki, and of course, Landlord Dan. Thank you for remembering me. People don't always. Fantastic to have you here. What are your takes? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling bad? Just want to know. Hi, says Belge 2590. Great to have you here. And then Spinneroon Jack. It was expected. Man City are still coming. Oh, that's a really positive outlook, isn't it? Oh, doomed. We're all doomed. The narrative seems to be going after Eze this week for not playing well enough until today. Yeah, do you think that someone spoke to him? Do you think something was said? I don't know, man. Like, it feels to me like you can't take too much out of this. He was brilliant today. The passing, the quality of the passing, the pace of the ball, the precision of it, absolutely vision and precision. But it is only Wigan, right? They did come and play a very high line. He looked good on the ball. I suppose one of the problems we might have with old Eberechi Eze, who we all love, right? No, I haven't heard anyone say a bad word about him, but the problem, I suppose, is going to be that he needs too much time on the ball. He's not adjusted quickly enough. Do you play him against... I think you have to play him against Wolves. I think it's a silly question. There's always one in there. Loved Saka in... Someone needs cuddles. Loved Saka in the centre... Yeah, good. Very important point to discuss, no? Like, how great was it to see Saka in a different position? Obviously, with Calafiori going out at the beginning, there was all this talk about perhaps he'd play left wing back. There's a lot of confusion. As it stands, the obvious thing was to put Miles Lewis-Skelly back in the left back. I mean, left back of sorts. However, he played really well. I don't think it wasn't really tested, was he? But I want to see Miles Lewis-Skelly in midfield. I don't think I'm alone. Let me know in the comments if you agree. I want Villa in the next round. Okay, maybe not. That was harsh. Watched that game yesterday. That was harsh. So the only way, I don't know what that refers to. Eze has immense talent and it's crucial Arteta finds ways to consistently get the best out of him. There must be a role that allows him to perform at his highest level on a regular basis. More leaky text, I agree. It has become that, though. I don't know if in every club around the country it's always the manager's fault if a player doesn't play up to his potential. Of course, when we signed Eze, we all knew that he's a kind of ball progress. Well, actually, no. Today's performance really stood out for me because it wasn't him carrying the ball. It was him. Was it, the line splitting through balls, the kind of pass that is better than a goal? Certainly his pass to Madueke, but Madueke finished it really well. And then there's one or two times where, not to be critical, this isn't a day for massive criticism, but I do have to say what I think. And do we have to do quite so many step-overs? If you beat your man, can you not have to beat him again? Can you just, cross or shoot? That was something. Did anyone else notice that? Particularly Madueke, I'm thinking of here. Evening all. Sandeep, great to see you. Hope everyone's good. Eze's a likeable guy, but he needs to perform. Very good point. Very good point indeed. And I know that people, when everything is Arteta's fault, and I don't think we should run from that. I think there is a point where I do agree that Arteta, not that Arteta is to blame, that's probably the wrong way of putting it, but just he should take responsibility for what goes on in his team. It is his team. He picks it. He chose the players. He chooses everything about it. So there it is. This is the important one. Evening, Hobag. You haven't called me that in ages. I love it. Fandaberose. Eze's gone from his own burger van to work in a 5-star kitchen. It'll take time. Carlos, another quality comment from you, sir. Where'd you find these? Hope you're well, buddy. Malia. Rosie. I don't know why I read these. I'll read everything out. I'm like Will Ferrell in Anchorman. Put it up here. I'll read it out. I'm joking, of course. I know what's going to happen. I can just feel it. Right. I hope you've been enjoying the curling. How's anyone been enjoying the curling? Sweeping. Olympic sweeping. What a stuff of nonsense that sport is, by the way. Oh my God, have I actually caught up? Is curling a real sport? No, it's not. No, it's not. It's janitor Olympics. It's ridiculous. Want skiing. Can I just say, those of you who don't have to put up with the British Broadcasting Corporation's attempt to cover the Winter Olympics, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. You go onto the iPlayer, their site. I'm speaking as if most of you don't know it. I'm going to let me just assume most of you do know the BBC iPlayer. Go on it, and every sport is like, watch Great Britain win a medal in the... And you think, well, no, I was kind of hoping for the suspense of sports. I was hoping to watch the race and not know before the race started who was going to win. But apparently the BBC are not doing that. And furthermore, if you're watching it live, as I sort of did on the sofa today, you don't want it to change channel without any warning. It's just a shit show. I believe snooker is a sport, but curling is cleaning ladies taking the piss. It's not just ladies, by the way. Or is it? Am I missing something? Do men do curling? Do you know what? Now that I've said that, I actually don't know if men... Is there a men's... I never watch it. Of course I don't watch it. It's always felt like a way of letting Scotland participate in the Olympics, the Winter Olympics. Also, when you're watching it now, the men's Super G was won by a Norwegian. Sam Green will have something to say about that. Greenwood's not here, but I'll do it for him. Outrage. Absolute outrage. Norwegian skier retires. Then he goes, do you know what? I'm pissed off with the Norwegian Skiing Federation. People do seem to be. And I'm going to choose to ski for Brazil. What? He's got a Brazilian mum. He didn't just pick out of a hat. Apparently, Malia is saying, yes, men do curling. I don't know. Do you know that, or are you just assuming it? Rob and Romish were part of the GB team who won against Canada. What were they doing? I don't believe you. I refuse to believe that, and I think I'm usually right. Live. Boitendio quad loading is here at last. Is there anyone in here who needs cheering up? It's going to be a short show, isn't it? We normally open the pub to calm everyone down. Certainly the mood was bad after the performance on Thursday against Brentford. I can understand that. Have you changed your view on it? Have you looked back at it and kind of thought, well, Brentford are 7th. They are chasing down a a European place. They're no mugs. They're a good team. Or are you still kind of in the camp of we didn't play well enough? What are we after here? Do we want to win a league or not? We could have put distance. I have to say, watching Newcastle play yesterday gave me a little bit of hope. I know that the circumstances in the Villa game, obviously the keeper getting sent off, that's just madness. And when he was sent off and everything. But did you watch that and think, because obviously Man City have to play Newcastle, is there any chance at all that Newcastle do anything but capitulate in the way they have been all season, with the exception of a couple of games like the one against Villa? Are you in any hope at all? Do you genuinely think, look, here's the thing, most the prediction in terms of average points it takes to win a Premier League, it's actually 88 points it takes to win a Premier League on average. So in order to secure that, Manchester City would have to, well, if they're perfect, they get 89 points. So they're either perfect or they don't get 88. Do you think that Man City will win their remaining 12 games? All of them? I mean, and they've got to play us as well. And how many games do you think we'll drop? Because we've still got a 4-point lead. And I know people don't want to hear me say, but we're still 4 points ahead, which is, to be fair, all I'm saying is I'd rather be 4 points ahead than not, right? That's kind of all I'm saying. Right, we've got here. Curling is elite. Behave thyself. No, I won't. It's not elite. It's a nonsense sport. That young player that came on, Sam, and the other youngsters put in a good shift too. I don't think anyone had a bad game, did they? I didn't see anyone have a bad game. We're through. We don't get a huge break now, ever. Like I'd quite like a lot of these players to go to Dubai for a week. Google it, Dan. They want a medal for. I think you mean won a medal for. No, I'm not Googling that. What if it stays in my search history? I hate England, mate. It's a racist country full of racist Nazis and the rise of reform. That's a strong opinion to have on a football chat. Shall we just leave that sort of nonsense? In itself, when you refer to an entire nation as racist, do you not see the irony? Do you not see the irony? It would be like if I said all Italians are always late for everything. I don't believe in nations and I don't believe in ethnicities, so you really are shouting at the wrong person. But I've lived in England most of my adult life and I don't agree with you. And I think that's as far as we want to go on that conversation. No, I know that, but the men's curling team are all Scottish, but they play for GB. All right. Well, they have to. There's no such thing as Scotland in the Olympics. Dia means heck. Well, I know. I corrected it. We didn't play well enough, to be honest, and Wolves going to get physical too, so next game going to be a roller coaster of emotions, I guess. Sandy, really good point. It is going to be a roller coaster of emotions. A title run-in ought to be. I know we wanted it done and dusted sooner, but I know I mentioned this on Thursday night as well. When you look around Europe, how far ahead teams are, well, Luis Enrique, who's the manager I think most sensible people would have at Arsenal if for some reason Arteta doesn't win a trophy. There was a story. Anyone else see this story that if the Arsenal board have told Mikel Arteta that if he doesn't bring home silverware this season that he's off? I don't know if that's true, but I wouldn't also be surprised. And I think it's fair, honestly. From here, if we don't win anything at all, you don't keep your job. I think that's fair. Let me know if you think I'm out of order. Obviously, I don't really want to spend a lot of time talking about it because I genuinely believe that we are going to win the Premier League. Although we do have to beat Spurs at their place, which I know I'm saying it like it's a big deal. It might not be. But we didn't play well enough. It is going to be a roller coaster. If you look around the European, Barcelona got tonked. Paris Saint-Germain got beaten and are now second in Ligue 1. Same number of games played with Lens, I think it was. Lens or Rennes or something, I don't know. I don't watch French football, but I did look at the results just because I'm interested in these sorts of things. And know we talk about them, so I like to stay abreast. Misses. But yes, it's going to be a roller coaster. Life is a roller coaster. You just got to ride it. See what I did there? Brentford are good. I think lots of Arsenal fans are keen to just write off any team we play against like it's all meant to be easy. I think most of the people... All right, I don't know what percentage of fans it is. I'm not doing a poll, but I would say this: like a lot of people are looking at Manchester City and assuming, rightly or wrongly, that they're going to take full points from every game coming up. I don't see where their difficult games are. But as I said before, I didn't predict that they would draw at home with Brighton and Chelsea. So everything's possible. It can go wrong. I don't think they will get 89 points. I'm not sure we get 88, though. Landlord, were you a fan of Eddie the Eagle? No, not even a little bit. And I haven't watched the film. I just don't get the point. Like, I mean, it just because you happen to... I mean, the loophole, which they've changed now, but the loophole was just... if you happen to be your country's fastest or best, you get to go in the Olympics, which is fine until you think, well, we haven't had anyone do the ski jumping. No one in England does ski jumping. It wouldn't be a lot of places to... Eddie the Eagle was... he landed. I don't know how, but he did well. I mean, no, not in the sport anyway. I can't see City winning all their games. That means they beat us too. Even if they beat us, they're beating everyone else. That's a hard task this season. Maybe they deserve to win it if that happens. If they do win every one of their remaining games, you can't argue with it. And then you have to, who do you put that down to? Because he's done it with a team that haven't done it before. Pep Guardiola. Is he magic? Can't see the England comment because you have vertical on two. Well, it's your choice, guys. You can go vertical or you can go landscape. I didn't mean to put both on, but StreamYard, I was in a rush. We have Wolves coming up this Wednesday. I think we should get 3. We should get 3 points. Doesn't really mean much, though, does it? I mean, we almost choked at home to them. So, bit worried. And Bell's welcome. And where did you hear that? Where did you hear what? Majin's here. Where did we hear what? Please elucidate. And then here's the deal with the Premier this season and probably for the future. Athletic talent has hit a very high mean in the EPL. It has. I would like to also say, not only has it hit a very high mean, all these players start off at 8 years old. There's none of the kind of street footballers. I know Eze and Saka played cage football, but I'm not sure how much cage football they played. And the reality is they're all trained within an inch of their lives. There's not the difference across different players. Maybe there's not the attitude. I'm speaking off my hat here, but like I do feel like we're looking at winners, people who grew up in. Like, if you looked at the world's best players throughout history, they all came from near poverty or worse. Diego Maradona and Pele were in slums and favelas. I don't think any young players have to do that anymore. They're pretty much minted by the time they get to Max Dowman's age, no? So there's that. So there's this average. Everyone's trained to pieces. They're all very good. The difference between one player and another is technical. And then there's the fatigue. Because let's be honest, watching the games over the last couple of weeks in the rain, the cold, the sleet, the snow, you haven't seen the same quality of football that you've seen before that, have you? Or am I talking shit? You let me know. Right, Arsenal. Let's have a look. Players might not be skilled as yesteryear, but they're just about all better athletes, barring some exceptions, and tackled understanding amongst all coaches is so much tactical. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that the margins, that's why Arteta talks about fine margins. In sports psychology, they talk about fine margins. It's no different in the Olympics. You look at it, 1 second is too much sometimes. I think our season is going to come down to the Carabao Cup final. If Man City beat us and it's convincing, I think we'll have a huge knock-on effect on our players. I think that's a lot of people saying that. But I don't... What's your reasoning for that? Why do you think it's so important? Because otherwise, I don't really know if I'm sure. I think I could... Look, let me demonstrate. We lose... Let's say it's a penalty shootout. We lose to City and the anger drives us on. The loss drives us on. I'm not saying I think that's what would happen, but it's not inconceivable. Also, if we do beat City and it's a narrow victory, are you saying that you think City will crumble? Or is this just applying to Arsenal? It only applies to Arsenal if we lose. That's what it feels like people are saying. Oh, if we lose to City, we've lost to City before. But we haven't lost to City in a while. Because someone told me when we last lost to City, it was 2 years ago, wasn't it, at home, I think? Or was it? Sorry, it would have been away. The away game came last. So, yeah, was that 4-1 to Haaland? Pretty good show against them in the Community Shield, and obviously that 5-1. I think we go in as favourites against Manchester City, but it doesn't really mean anything. We were favourites against Brentford. We were strong favourites against Brentford. That board have told Arteta is out if he doesn't. Oh, right, okay. Where did I hear that? I read it. It was on one of the, when you go through the news aggregators, it was on one of those posts. I don't know if I believe it, though. Do you believe it, Majin? Do you think that it's possible? That would you tell a manager, like, win something or piss off? Maybe you would. I don't know. Like, I kind of think that I don't see it as a performance-enhancing situation, that one. Oh! Dun, 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 dun. The lights are on. It's bad audio, Bobby. You've been absolutely brilliant. Watched Wuthering Heights, really bad at... I've never watched any version of Wuthering Heights, and I'm not sure I'm going to start with this one. I think I know enough about the story just from that. Rosie, this is for you. Oh, it's me, your Kathy. I've come home now. Just fucking terrible. I like the original. I'm not saying that Kate Bush did a bad job. I've just destroyed that song. Eine Jandrop. Hi all, and thank you, by the way, Bad Audio Bobby, and also for the contribution when I posted the short form version of the Walk the Long Road. Really appreciate you, And I'm not confident for Wolves. Ryan, the Arsenal fan, confidence is in short supply across the board. None of us are confident about anything, are we? Really? I was confident going into the Wigan game, and it felt like a nice weekend. It was a weekend off, and that just speaks to the fact that. Going to Wolves. I think it's the penultimate time we leave London or the South East, isn't it? After that, it's only Man City and Brighton. My missus said this yesterday watching Brighton get tonked by Liverpool. She said, for all of your friends who find it difficult to be an Arsenal fan, tell them to be a Brighton fan for a bit. And I was like, wouldn't wish that on them. It is hard, man. And Hertzler's not really surprised. Not really done as well as I'd hoped he would, given how well he did at FC St. Pauli. You haven't said anything interesting yet. I tell you what, there you go. I haven't ignored this one. I think he's still ignoring my comments. I don't find you interesting, and I can't keep pretending I do. And also, release the files. We want those private videos. The next 5 games before the final are huge. They are huge. All the games remaining are huge. Let's not lie to each other. The last game of the season is huge. They're all huge. Because Man City, even if you don't think they're going to... Even if Man City don't win all their games, they're going to win enough of them, aren't they? Hope everyone is well. So do I. Let me stick a comment up here. Let's see if I can get any of you up here. Bad Audio Bobby, if you feel like joining. Here we go. Head like a thumb. Yeah, this makes sense. Sort of thing I would expect someone with a head like a thumb to say, Arsenal got no winners, too soft. So just grammatically, it's Arsenal have no winners, comma, 2 double O for that soft. But, what am I doing here? I think the players will look ahead and become disenchanted with the task ahead. And just give up. Probably go on a long holiday, just fuck about, Why not? You might be wrong, though. Do you accept that you might be wrong? That is an opinion. Oh, Jose's here. Greetings, everyone. I'm at work, so I can't really chat, but I'm listening along. Fantastic. Great to know that you're here. I hope you're well indeed. And hope everyone is good. I don't know if this is appropriate, but does anyone mind sending me something? I just sold my laptop and placed a bet on Arsenal versus... No. Do you know what? I'm definitely not... No one's sending you anything. If you're betting, anyway. And... or just generally, actually. Sort of also Ben getting injured. We don't know if he's injured. Oh, my goodness. He's been hiding all along. You'll never guess who's just joined me in the backstage. Put some clothes on, will you? For God's sakes, man. It's not good. I don't know. Can we talk about the Ben White hamstring or not? Do you know what? People lose their shit all over the place. The same people that were really didn't want Kai Havertz to put on an Arsenal shirt, never even say his name, are all worried that he's injured. And Ben White and Kai Havertz have not exactly been a big part of our season so far. So without them, aren't we just about as well off as we were when they weren't playing? I don't know. I'm not trying to play devil's advocate here. I am genuinely saying it feels to me like we're losing our shit over every tiny little thing at the moment. As it was outstanding today, he can create something out of nothing and deliver incisive through balls with pinpoint accuracy. He can. William Holmes, great to see you here. Film adaptation of books rarely go well. True, but Catch-22 is possibly an exception. V for Vendetta is not a bad... you're right, though. Did you see Scottish version of Wuthering Heights? It's called Withering Dates. I love it. And then there we are. Rob Curry. Margot Robbie worth a look in any movie. Up the Gunners. Great to have you here. Very good to have you here indeed. All good, Rosie. Pouring cats and dogs outside. At least it's not snowing, eh? Where are we at? I think I've caught up. I think I've almost caught up. All right. Do you still think Odegaard still has what it takes to lead a team? For me, he's been very underwhelming. Anonymous 66623. That 66623 can't be that anonymous, then, can it? But fantastic to have you here. Yeah, he's been really poor, isn't he? I mean, I give anyone one season, but 2 seasons of a bad Martin Odegaard. He had a couple of good games. Anyway, let me bring him up here so he's not waiting, because he'll get drunk if I leave him alone. Zanzi, how are you?
Spotty.
Spotty?
Yes.
Lovely.
Good win today.
Was all right. It's
Yeah.
only Wigan, you know. Did you want 10?
That'd be nice.
Would it?
6 would have been better. Or
At
5.
one point, I thought we were going to get 6 in the first half.
I know.
But they went to a back 4, which kind of ruined everything. It was boring after that.
Yeah, but we should have, should have in the second half, but we didn't.
I think we had chances. That Martinelli header was pretty good. I mean, to be honest with you, it was one of those second halves where I was kind of checking my phone for who else was through and things like that. I didn't watch much football this week.
Jokeris hit the post as well.
Yeah.
That was unlucky.
Would you have started him in this game?
Does it mean anything now? But I personally, probably yes.
This could be a short show, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're only allowed to talk about things that matter right now. I'll tell you what matters right now. I have come across the most amazing piece of music this week, almost too good to exist. Is it Bach? Is it Bach? Let me know. Right, where are we at? Aina Yandrop, Sakura 10 with Madweke on the right was kind of fire combo. It was. It did look good. It is what would you say? I want to talk about that at some point. It doesn't have to be right now. But what was your sort of the thing that you liked most about that game?
I thought, well, it's good that Eze was actually doing some good passing. I thought Norgard played really well.
Outstanding.
But it is nice in the fact that we had like 4 defenders, 1 midfielder, and 5 attackers.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was a bit weird. I thought there's probably still more rotation possible, but then you have to trust the rotation. No, yeah, everyone thought I was going to say trust the process. No, you have to trust the rotation. I think Saliba playing and Saka playing was a little bit like they've looked tired. I'm glad there was no Timber. I'm glad Zubi didn't start.
I thought it was unusual because Calafiore was injured in the warm-up.
Yeah, how often has that happened to us this season, by the way?
I know. I'm surprised that they didn't put Hincapie on.
I am.
And
it would
leave
have made more sense.
MLS in midfield.
It's a weird one because it's not the obvious thing to do, is it? Like you lose a left back, so you bring on
a
your right
winger.
winger. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought everyone
5D
did that.
chess. You know, what am I complaining about? It worked brilliantly. But no, I think it was great to see Eze with so much time on the ball, but I don't know how that translates into a game against Wolves because he won't have that much time on the ball. I don't hate anything about that team. I'd expect Timber to come back anyway, so whether Ben White's injured or not, and if he is injured, I hope it's only a couple of weeks, but we have a deep squad. This is what having a deep squad is. Our injury list is not substantive at the moment. It's not like we can really bitch about it, is it? So I liked everything about the game. I thought Saka playing in that kind of Odegaard position, because we know in Kai Havertz been back for like 5 minutes and then he played quite well, and everyone's like, oh, the saviour has arrived. The guy none of us like is a saviour now. And then he gets injured and everyone's like, oh, what are we going to do now? So, well, presumably we'll play Eze, or, we must have other options. I wish we hadn't let Nwaneri go to Marseille. But Saka's an option here now. You have to say it. You have to think, if it was me, we haven't seen the best of Saka all season. We haven't seen the best of Odegaard. So maybe that's the answer. Maybe play Saka as Odegaard.
Yeah, it's a possibility, isn't it? I thought Madueke played well as well.
Yeah. It's Wigan. I mean, listen, I'm of a school of thought where I love to see people doing tricks and things. I'd say tricks and good passes and step overs. These are all really exciting parts of football. But, I like assists and goals a tad bit more. And I just think if you've beaten your man and he's all ends up and then you beat him again and then he tackles you, it's like, we just pass the ball into the area.
Or I've gone past him. Let's go back. Let's go past him again.
Kick it back to the keeper and then go past him again. No, it's like with Madueke, I mean, let's say it as it is. 2 goals in 2 games. The stats aren't bad. It was a weird. Brentford was such a piss poor performance all round, but it was weird that he came off. And I think he's staking a claim. It's nice that Arteta's trying different things because he's kind of reluctant to do that.
I will say that I thought Miles Lewis-Skelly showed up his frailty again as a left back.
Do you know what? I agree with you, but I have to wonder if you think you're playing in the midfield and this is going to be your chance to stake a claim in the midfield. And then just before the game, they go, oh, yeah, no, you're left back.
Yeah.
It's got to do something to you. And also, you're a left back against a team that aren't really going to rampage forward, are they?
No, I mean, to be honest, he spent most of the time in midfield anyway.
Yeah, with everyone else.
Yeah.
Even if you look carefully, I was in there at one point.
I thought I saw you, actually.
Yeah, no, I was having a pint.
Yeah,
I was keeping Kepa company for a long period of game as well. It cracked me up when they said, I hope he hasn't injured himself. I was like, doing what? Like, what? Yeah. How do you... It'd be more chance of getting injured on the bench. The ball would have been nearer to you if you were on the bench. Top 3 players. Ryan, the Arsenal fan says top 3 players of all time: Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Maradona. Oh, you got to put Pele in the top 3. It's mad not to put Pele in there. Then you got people like George. It's different. It just comes down to your age, doesn't it? I mean, me, it's Maradona. There's not even any question.
Maradona, I would go. Yes, definitely Pele. And probably Cruyff.
Oh, yeah. Like says another one. And there, I didn't see that much of Cruyff, but obviously he was a 70s sensation. And for me, he's a hero as sort of the creator of much of this modern management. But yeah, if you've got a turn named after you, that's pretty good, isn't it? Like, I don't know if Ronaldo's got a celebration named after him, but it is just all of these young people who just think Cristiano Ronaldo is the best thing they've ever seen. Ronaldo sexuals, I call them.
Well, instead of Arteta sexuals.
Yeah, it's no such thing. Gyökeres was poor in the game, in my opinion. Yeah, he was. Well, he wasn't great, but again, no, he wasn't great. Like his position, though, if you don't score, you're not great. Zanzi, the man, the myth, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend.
Multi.
I think Lee Gunner is a tip. Paul, nice to have you here. I don't know.
Tips are useful. Well, they are the little blue birds, and they come land in the garden and stuff like that.
You've tried to sanitize it, right, Dave? Yeah. Well done. Thank you. Just stumbled in on this. Just up my street. Is this weekly or just after games? No. It's sometimes after games, but we do Tuesday club at 10:30, and we always do a Sunday social at 10:30. It's basically an online pub. We do occasionally open other days of the week, more often the better, but you can count on me being here on Tuesday and Sunday. But I think this week we'll probably have to open on after the Wednesday match against Wolves because I feel another meltdown coming, Zandy.
Yeah. Rob Curry, Dan, him. Where is he?
You always get the pointing wrong way. Is that, look.
I know. That way. Yeah. Look, he's a landlord. I'm a cellarman.
Sellerman.
If you're lucky, I'll show you my cellar later.
Just want to say that I was at Ellen Road as a Leeds fan, and Arsenal are by far the best football team we've faced this season, and I hope they go on to win the Premiership title. Steve MOT, wonderful comment. Thank you so much. We have a, and by the way, congratulations getting through the next round of the cup. I know it's not easy, and I know like giant killings are such a part of football these days, aren't they?
I watched that second half and the extra time and the penalties, and that was a real FA Cup game.
It was a proper FA Cup game.
Yeah.
And you know what? I will say this: if we'd been playing at Wigan, that wouldn't have been that way round. It's almost a kind of argument to say that all of the the team lower ranked or lower division team should always play at home. I think that would make it really interesting because you would get finals like Hull and Wigan, both of whom have, of course, well, we beat Hull and Wigan in the semi-final when we beat Hull. But I like Birmingham. I've got a real soft spot for Birmingham, and I know it was never going to be an easy game. Second half was boring. I agree with you. Aina Yandrup says Mosquera, what a bargain, though. Yes, yeah, I totally agree with you. Just, apart from anything, we haven't spoken enough. I know we've mentioned it, but we haven't spoken enough about that absolutely remarkable last-ditch tackle of his against when we were playing against Brentford.
Brentford, yeah.
Yeah. All is well in the Arsenal fan base till the next day, draw or loss.
His turn of pace today was amazing.
He's unreal.
I know.
I mean, I think he's cheap at half the price.
How much are we going to pick him up for?
Value. I don't know. Like, was he 15 million? 13 million?
I don't know, because I mean, he's no, we bought him, didn't we?
Yeah, we bought him. Hincapie.
Yeah, he's 15 million. It's Hincapie who's on loan.
13. I think it's 13. Yeah. I think Hincapie is still only going to be about 20 million, by the way.
I know.
But PSR. Arsenal. I'm reading that. I thought everyone played exceptionally well today. I hope this gives us confidence to go on a winning run. I agree with you. But you just never know, do you? I mean, there's so much tiredness everywhere. Zuperman getting minutes seemed a bit pointless. It does seem pointless on Wolves. Thank you for saying that. I'm not the only one who thinks it. But then I don't know what minutes they need to get. The phrase they need minutes in their legs and stuff like that. I do worry about the fatigue that you see in games like the Brentford game. We just looked like we couldn't push on. And also, if there's time, well, maybe we just make time. Zanti, the common narrative now is that Arteta plays too defensively, so he tells them when we go goal up to just sit back. Do you think that's what's happening, or do you think the players lack the courage to just keep at teams and they're trying to take a bit of a break and they want to just relax a little bit into games that they should probably just try and squeeze the life out of?
I can't see that Arteta's going to tell them to sit back. Not 1-0 up.
Look, to me, there's been a couple of times this season. I don't know, is the simple truth. We do it. You can't deny that it happens. And on some level, like I said earlier, if it's happening, it's the manager's responsibility to either stop it happening or to not ask them to do it in the first place. It feels like we do it because we're a little bit scared. So it feels like we just want to hold on and we just want to get through the game. And we think because we're a goal up, we're not going to concede. But we have been conceding. So at a certain point, we need to crush teams by scoring goals that we're not quite doing. And it's felt a little bit like the second half against Wigan, where it's all huff and no puff, all flap and no takeoff. But I just want to know, like in the comments, can you just let me know, do you think this is an Arteta instruction? I'd love to hear from you, with the exception, of course, of Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC, who I already know what you're going to say, so don't bother. Wolves will be a 0-0 draw. 5 attackers out of the box would help there. Original Nutter. I hope that's after Apache, UK Apache. Original bad boy, com Nutter. Mana Nutter. Get in the junglists. Oops, too many justs. I didn't catch that. Yes, I hear that, but for me, there's too many footballers better than him. Better than who? Pele? Shush, go away. Have a nap. You don't always have to be here. Didn't really see the point in subbing Kepa with a few minutes to go. There is no. Can we just agree? There's no point to that. That is just a nice thing you do for a young goalkeeper who's only had one game before. There's nothing else to that. He must get a performance bonus for it. I don't know. Maybe he cleaned Arteta's car or something. But let's be honest. He was brought in. He is the England under-21 keeper, and he is decent.
His cheer he got when he caught that cross into the box was good, though.
I loved that they showed Raya in the stands celebrating him coming on, and I loved the embrace he got from Kepa coming off. There was a brilliant bit of commentary with those, because you remember the League Cup final where they wanted to bring him off. I can't remember the manager that wanted to bring him off now. And he wouldn't come off, and there was just this furious manager on the touch. Who the hell was that? Someone in the comments tell me. Right. Calafiori, feels sorry for him. Always injured. Is he made of glass? No, he had a really bad injury in his career before he ever came to Bologna. and he went out to Switzerland, didn't he? And so he's not exactly been injury free. But Arsenal, we do have a bit of a problem with injuries. I don't know what it is. Well, maybe not talk about it tonight, but I wanted Rice to go on a mini vacation somewhere, not on the beach, not on a bench. Yeah. I think that's like I wouldn't be averse to sending Zubimendi, Saliba, like about 5 of them off to Dubai by themselves, have a good old knees up, but lying down, obviously. Ben White isn't injured. Saw a post on his Instagram earlier. Thank you. I did see murmurings that he wasn't, but just for me, it's just funny because I'm not naming any names, pointing any fingers, but people are going, "Oh no, Ben White's injured." It's like, yeah, but he's not playing anyway. Tommy Asu's still injured. What difference does it make?
I think Tommy Asu was born injured, wasn't he?
I feel for him, I feel also, anyone see the awful looking injury it looks like? Maybe let's talk about injuries. Anyway, Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC, sharing his opinion who he thinks is a good player. I think I'll wait till you've watched a few games before I give a shit what you think about that. Rude one, Starbucks fresh. Brentford are shit. Brentford is I've totally read that wrong. I said Brentford is shit, and then I realised he's like Brentford is shit hot. To be fair, Dan. Yeah, look, I think they're great, and I think they played without fear, and they're chasing down a European place. We saw this from Nottingham Forest, large parts of last season. The stress and pressure is on us. It's how we cope and deal with it, and I'm not sure we did cope and deal with it like all of us wanted to against Brentford. But this is a tough part of the season. We've played 26 games. We're tired. We've played 8 games in Europe. We're tired. We've got to the League Cup final. What's that? 6 games total it would be. And now we've just played our second FA Cup game. We have played, is it 40 or 41 games now? And it's not that. It's just the fact that they know there's so many more games to come as well. And they're going to be tough. Gabby Martinelli had to stop. His goals running from our half have been awesome. I love him at the moment for that. I love him on the pitch. That's why you bring him on, I guess, isn't it?
I was amazed how him and Jesus just kept swapping positions all the time.
It is technically Jesus because he's Portuguese. So they pronounce it. It's like Jose Mourinho, not Jose Mourinho. But do we call him what you want? Round here, we call him Jesus. The Arsenal number 9.
Some water.
Pele, listen, I think for my particular age group, born in 73, I did not see Pele, right? I saw the same 1970 highlights everyone else has seen. But I lived Maradona. And I saw him, and I don't think there is another person I've ever seen with a football that commands it like a wizard. It did what he commanded it to do, and he was brilliant, exciting. I always say this, and Zanzi, I think you've heard this, so forgive me, I'm repetitive. This is my statement for why I think Diego Maradona is the greatest footballer of all time, because no one can ever name anyone else in the 1986 World Cup winning squad. And no one can name anyone else in... Well, actually, Zola was in the Napoli team, but later on. He took Napoli to a Scudetto, and he took Argentina to a World Cup. That's one man. One man does not usually do that in football. Now, I'm not precious. If you want to make the same case for Messi, that's fine. But I would say Messi won with a much better Argentine squad. And Pele was in a Brazil squad that already did well. So, it's always going to be Diego Maradona. But I like football. And if you're a younger person and you think it's Ronaldo because you like his free kicks, that's fine too. But if I had to watch one match before I die, and I could pick from only one of Ronaldo, CR7, and Maradona, CR7 doesn't even lace his boots for me.
No, I'll tell you someone else who's really skillful with the ball. Unfortunately, he's now retired. Was Ronaldinho.
Yeah, it's Boytan Diaz. Just put it like he is. He is for my money. He's always in the top 3 or 4. I loved watching him. He was just a miracle worker, and he played with total flair. He was the understudy to Maradona. And Maradona loved him. And I don't think you can say a nicer thing about anyone. But yeah, the kinds of players that make Cristiano Ronaldo look so functional and robotic. I mean, don't get me wrong, Cristiano Ronaldo, when he first, sparked into life, he was a really flair player with just elegant to watch. But I can't remember last time I watched Ronaldo play and thought, oh, he's good. Messi, yeah, Messi, but not Ronaldo.
No, well, I think Ronaldo to me is too many step overs for my liking.
But that they even took that out of his game. I don't know what he is now, really. I think it's just a lot of young people like him. It's good PR, Actually, when you sit down and watch the games, tell me what his best ever game was, and I'll tell you if I thought it was as good as the 1986 Maradona classics. Pele, Maradona, phenomenal. Yeah, and both born into slums and favela and, famously had nothing and just played for the sheer... I just love Diego Maradona. Gone too soon, man. Playing a five-a-side game up there. Mudo Kang says, Ben White isn't injured according to his Instagram post. Brilliant. How's your weekend been? And Anthony Herbert. Good evening, sir. Good to see you. Ryan Facts. I guarantee Arsenal not Arteta FC doesn't know what a fact is. It's a fact you need more cuddles. Did you get a really massive card delivered yesterday? Paid a lot for that. All right. They're talking to each other now. Excellent. Have set up alerts for, just subscribe. Subscribe and ring the little bell. But otherwise, just remember, if you're sitting around thinking, what do I normally do a Tuesday at 10:30? Where should they be, Zanzi?
Down the pub.
Down the pub. It's the only place to be.
This
Any
pub.
beers?
This pub.
We ears, big arms, blue savannah eyes. Anthony dipped in sherbet Herbert. Earth Ernie Vader. Gert Lush wants to know if there's any beers. We've got cider for him, haven't we? Do you? Is this a West Country thing where you call cider beer? It's all beer, isn't it?
No, he doesn't have beer. He has cider. He knows he has cider. That's all we ever give him.
He hasn't had a bump. He hasn't had a bump on the head or something, has he?
Probably.
Serie A was so good 70s to 2000s. The amount of players, our best ever player was a fraud in the Serie A. Oh, that's such a load of nonsense. You're talking about Dennis Bergkamp not playing well in this word fraud as well. It's like fucking nonsense, isn't it? Yeah, totally. We need to build a special creche area in this pub. You know that. No one sees the team play in the flesh from a rival fan is going to talk down the team. They might talk down the fans, but I'm getting in the mood to do that too. Oh man, let's not do that. Please, let's not talk down our own fans. There's plenty that deserve it, but we're not doing that. We love each other. It's going to be a title. We're going to all be in a parade together. Even the people who use words like fraud. Leeds were lucky. Birmingham were the better team, but congratulations to Leeds. I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. I do think it was... When Calvert-Lewin stepped up to take the penalty, I had nightmares. I was going back to the Sheffield Wednesday game. I was like, please don't do this again, please. But he's scored 10 goals this season, hasn't he?
Didn't they say that Leeds missed all their penalties in the last penalty shootout that they had?
It was a Sheffield Wednesday game.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was. No, I don't think they missed all of them. I do remember that he missed 2 or 3, or Tom will tell you, Mr. Tom will tell you. It was like 2, 3 or more chances when he came on. And then he missed his penalty as well. It's just a bit rubbish. Miss Molina. Brilliant to see you. Henry and Patrick flopped in Serie A. No, Henry didn't. Oh, man, this is the problem being my age. I actually remember this. Patrick. You talking about Patrick Vieira. He never played for AC Milan. They bought him and sold him for a tidy profit. And Thierry Henry... they wanted him to play wing-back, continue to play wing-back at Juventus, and he decided not to. But I don't know what your point is anyway. Are you saying that Serie A is so good because players from Serie A came here and did really well? They didn't all. Shevchenko didn't. Shevchenko was the best striker in Italy for years, came here and scored 9 goals for Chelsea. I think if you want life to be this simple... I used to watch Italian football back then. Yeah, it's just not. It's just sadly what you're saying just isn't true. By the way, Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira didn't flop. In fact, let's have a look. I'm just going to look up how many games Patrick Vieira have played for AC Milan because I'm not sure he actually, if any, I think he might have played 4, but I might be talking out of my arse here. Say something entertaining.
While you're looking at that, it was their keeper today, Tickle.
Yeah.
Arsenal tried to buy him, and he said no, he wants to play football, not be on the bench.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
also, the lad Smith, Matt Smith, or something like that. He's an ex-Schooner because he used to be in the same side as Saka.
Matt Smith rings a bell. Yeah, I've just looked it up. Patrick Vieira played twice for AC Milan, but they sold him for like $2.5 million. It was a lot of money back then. I know it's hard to believe.
And Matt Smith has actually got an FA Cup winners medal from us as well.
Wonderful. I wish him all the best. I wouldn't recognise him if I bumped into him.
No.
Thanks, lads. How about Leeds versus Arsenal FA Cup final? Go on. I'd take it. I'd bite your arm off for that. I'd love that. Mr. Tom would love that as well.
Yeah.
We've already covered this. Oh, you're just so lost soul. Why did Arteta bring on that goalie at the end? Being disrespectful to Wigan? No. No, I don't think it was just... What fucking PR? What are you actually... Do you know what you're talking about before you start typing? What PR?
Nothing disrespectful at all. We're 4-0
It would be disrespectful
up,
if we took the keeper off and brought on a forward. That would be disrespectful.
Yeah.
This guy. Do you know when people are just looking to be angry at anything? Go and have a nap. Dan, we can't see if the badge is on a wonk. I'm not doing it. It's on a wonk. You know it's on a wonk. It's been on a wonk for years. Steve Emmerty, that would be good. Final Leeds is a tough team. Yeah, it wouldn't be a walkover. I'm not saying I want that because I just think it'd be really good for some of the people I like.
How many times have we played Leeds this year?
Twice. 9
How many
goals.
goals have we scored against them?
It's a final of FA Cup does not mean that, though.
Yeah.
So you think we'd... Well, look, I think we'd win it.
Yeah.
Surviving is a must this season. I think survival... Let's be honest, West Ham have got a few people rattled, but I don't think Leeds should be rattled. I think it's Spurs that are going down. Saka like a boom boom. Saka's number 10. I kind of liked it. I did like it as well. I liked Jimenez ahead of Norgard. I could see that ahead of Rice. I don't know how that works for Zubamendi. Maybe, I don't know.
There was the English connection between Eze, Saka and Madueke, wasn't that?
Yeah. And with Rice in there, be even more. Okay. Yeah, the lack of goals from open play concerns me. We have no creativity coming from the midfield. I don't know. I do find it weird. I definitely don't feel like we're free-flowing attacking football, but it's only one team that scored more goals than us, and we haven't scored that many from set pieces. Right, the problem is even Man City and Liverpool turn up and play 5 at the back against us. Very good point. Very good point. Where are the teams that just come and have a go? Wigan, apparently. You're as well to be hung for a sheep as a lamb. That's what they all say. Steve MT, yeah, you will. Leeds is too good to go down. I don't see them going down at all. It was Surrey, was it? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Anonymous. I don't remember if that totally makes sense, but it's completely... I remember him being really angry. Yeah, it is Surrey, isn't it? Who's the other one I thought it might be? What a shit show. Imagine that, telling your keeper to come off, and he goes, nah. No, I'm the manager. Yeah, but no. I'm going to stay on. Then we're going to lose. I was talking about CR7, not Pele. Also, never watched Pele. No, I know. I'm not sure you've ever watched football, let alone Pele. And also, aren't you like 14? Not sure about Saka in a 10, but I like the Arteta is willing to try stuff. Brilliantly said. Love that. That's how I feel. Zanzi, you agree with that, don't you?
Yeah.
Because I don't think he does try new things quite often enough.
Yeah, I think he's on to a winner anyway because it was Wigan. I don't think he'd do it against Man City or Chelsea.
Yeah, that's the key issue, isn't it? That's the key issue. Like, we have some bloody hard games coming up. You know, I'm not really excited by. This title run in is going to have us all a little bit wobbly, isn't it? Unless you're one of these absolutely convinced. If I look at it for the first time in a long time. I don't have us finishing on 89 points. I have us finishing on 88 points. And I know this is going to sound ridiculous because on some level it is actually ridiculous. But when you look ahead to Manchester City's games, they've got Newcastle at home. they're winning that game, aren't they? They have Leeds away, Forest at home, West Ham away, and Palace at home. Actually, that Palace game's probably been moved, hasn't it? But those are 4 games. You expect them to take 4 points, right? Meanwhile, we've got to play Spurs away, Chelsea at home, Brighton away, and Everton at home. I'd love to think we get 12 points from that, but I do worry.
Yeah, 10 minimum. The only game out of those which I think is a bit of a worry. No, I was going to say Brighton.
Well, I think both. First of all, I think Spurs away. The Spurs, the thing that they could do is get a point off us. Then I think Chelsea at home. I was at the game we played them, and all right, we rope-a-doped them, and we didn't need to score. But they're not mugs either. I mean, their fan base is, but they're not. And they've got a PE teacher up, as a manager. That can't be a bad thing. I'm going to start calling Calafiori rich. I don't want to talk about Zinchenko because it looks like he's done his knee no good at all. Horrible. He's only just signed for Ajax, and it looks like he's going to be hobbling. Don't worry about the likes, and it's 2 formats tonight, so it's actually quite a lot more people, and we've had about 7 people subscribe. So well done, everyone. Make sure you check in on us. My exit time. I'm allergic to the bill in every sense, Rosie. Zinchenko had a bad injury today. Ajax, yes, he did. Yeah, it looked awful. I've only seen a still. I didn't see it live, but it looked like his knee's messed. Good stuff for the keeper. I mean, even they would love to play. Usually they don't get to play. Yeah, no, it's PR, isn't it? It's always something negative, isn't it? Whatever, if you offered Arteta a coffee or a tea, whichever one he chooses, someone's going to go wanker.
Yeah.
It's like coffee drinking wanker.
Drinking coffee, toss off. You should be fucking drinking tea.
Well, you had a coffee. Yeah, well, I'm different, aren't I? I'm not in charge of the Arsenal team. You should be drinking tea, good English tea. And if you had tea, you'd be like, who do you think you are? You're not English.
This is good English tea. If I can do it right.
Lovely. What's that? Oh, I don't want to know what it says on the cup.
No, you've seen it before.
Have I? Oh, yeah, no, it's the same one I've got. Yeah. I don't know what. I won't tell you what I thought I saw there for a second. Steve MT, welcome. Rude 1 star. I prefer box fresh. Another thing, Skulls going on about the level of football, cheeky bastard. I remember Chelsea winning the league with Mourinho playing the worst football ever witnessed. And also, I do remember, and I can't remember who exactly it was, but someone very rightly saying about Manchester City that in their second title win of the 4, I don't enjoy watching them. And people don't really enjoy watching them because it was possession football with, lethal finishing, but it wasn't fun to watch. If you really want fun football, get yourself a console, play FIFA. Get drunk and play FIFA. Ronaldinho was one for me. He's converted me from American sports to... I can totally... Yes, see, that's a fantastic point, Jose. Because if you just watch football and you're new to it and you see someone like Ronaldinho, you've got to love him. You can't... he scored that horribly good free kick against David Seaman, right?
Mm.
And I still love him. Diego Maradona scored that obscene handball goal against England, but then he went, do you know what? All right, I've nicked that, but watch this. And then he just, I want to pick up the ball wherever I like, and I'm going to score. And there's not a damn thing. You can try. Terry Butcher, I think, tries to tackle him twice. Do you know what I mean? When you're that good, you deserve to win. And if you don't know, once we get into football, obviously, let's be honest. Right now, if we grind out draws like the George Graham or wins like the George Graham era, and we just hoof it upfield, and we have Gyökeres knocking it down to Madueke scoring, we'd all take that. None of us are going to prioritise attacking flair and guile over this Premier League title. But ultimately, when you're trying to bring new people to a sport, it's Ronaldinho you show them, it's Maradona you show them, it's Messi that you show them.
Mm.
Pele for me, but I'm black and biased that way. Love Maradona almost as much as he loved the sugar. I don't even have to say allegedly. He's a stone fact. Went to Napoli and they went, here's a cubic ton of cocaine. Enjoy yourself. Okay then. No, but Pele, it just is an age thing for me. Everybody I respect over a certain age says Pele, and you had to see him play, and he scored 1,228 goals in his career, so he was no dummy. But Maradona just had that little bit of edge, didn't he? Romario from Barcelona was great too, but there's so many to choose from. Yes, yeah, that's a good shout. Well, no, actually not in the world's best. I wouldn't put him in the world's best. Ronaldinho was so exciting to watch. He always had a smile on his face. Yes, he did.
Yes.
I just love that. I just love players that, I mean, yeah, just play like they're still playing on the street. They said that at Cole Palmer on Friday. It was a boring game.
Was it Ronaldinho's goal? Is either against Chelsea or Man United, where he's just outside the box.
Man
the
United, I
ball's-
think.
Yes,
Yeah.
still, and he does like a little jinx,
Oh,
and then
is it
hits the
Chelsea?
ball. Yeah, well, it was, yeah, because the Harrier was in goal, so it had to be Man U,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, he is just, every time you watched him, he did something special. But I still don't think he's as good as Maradona. That's how good Maradona was. But I'm qualifying that by saying I never saw George Best. I never saw Maradona. I never saw Pele. Eusebio. There were a lot of Cruyff. There were a lot of players that I only saw. There's a difference between seeing a player do something live and seeing the clips of a player doing something. And we all look good in a show reel, but like when it comes to it, Diego Maradona for me was the sort of player he was mesmerizing. He was he was magical. He was a wizard. Gary Lineker tells a great story about him when they were playing an international friendly rest of the world against, and I can't remember who it was, but he said like Diego Maradona was he'd done this thing he'd never seen anyone do before. He just got into the centre circle, kicked the ball up as high as he could, and then when it landed, he kicked it back up again, and he did that 10 times, and the most anyone else could manage was 2 or 3. He was just like he knew where this ball was coming down. He had total mastery of the football.
Yeah. But it's also the fact that he said that Maradona never took more than 3 steps to get the ball again. Where other players having to run to get the ball.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. And that was very much like him in a football match. You know, you couldn't push him over, you couldn't tackle him, you couldn't get near him, you couldn't stop him. If you want to talk about Serie A being exciting, yeah, Napoli winning the Scudetto, that was exciting football because they looked like they weren't going to, and then he just erupted. And he was so honest, and he was such an uncomplicated individual with such a complicated story around him. I just love Diego Maradona. I think we could do an entire show about our favourite players. I think we should pencil that in, do an Adam's Arms. Everyone bring your favourite player. We can talk it through. But I always say, I tend to say, look, at least acknowledge that Diego Maradona took a very average 1986 Argentina side all the way to the World Cup, and he took a fairly average Napoli side all the way to the Scudetto, and everywhere he went, he was successful, and that's not common, is it? And it can't all be because of the Charlie. Roberto Baggio. Yeah, he was good. Definitely good. What always got me was... totally gone out of my mind now. Who's a player that followed him? Del Piero, right? So I was a Juventus fan when I watched Serie A, and Baggio was obviously my favourite. And then they got rid of Baggio because they had this new kid coming through, and I was, who does that? Who's that stupid? They go like, we're going to get rid of the best player in the world because we've got a really good player coming through, and then it turned out it was Del Piero, and you went, actually, yeah, he is. Del Piero really was that good. Spuds. Oh, yeah. Right. Rob Curry, you've been an absolute welcome addition to the team. Thank you, man. Spuds and Tudor, are they launching crisps now to go with cheese? Did you see this? They've gone for Igor Tudor. Is there I don't know if you know much about Igor Tudor, but he tends to last about 6 months places. Let me go find his job history. Do you know much about Igor Tudor? He was sacked by Juventus. I always think of myself as a Juventus fan. I'm not really anymore. I'd say Napoli now. But as a manager, he's now Tottenham Hotspur's assistant, or what do you call it, stand-in manager. He was at Juventus, called him back. He'd been at Juventus, so he never lasts anywhere. Lazio, Marseille, Hellas Verona, Juventus, Hajduk Split. He's never been anywhere for a full season. He's always getting sacked, and Tottenham have gone, he'll do.
I think he suit the profile quite well.
Yeah.
No. So take him down to the Championship, then he gets sacked, and Tottenham
he's getting sacked anyway because he's just an interim manager. That's the word I was looking for. Rattlers. Jalminha Deportiva La Coruña. Now that's a player. Okay, I'd have to look him up. The name rings a bell. Am I wrong about that? When did he play? Is he still playing?
Never even heard of him.
Give I some scrumpy then. On the bench, Van Basten, Zidane, Gullit, Nesta, either Ronaldo's. Right, see, R9. he was okay. I mean, he's probably. I would say it's hard to think of a better forward player than Ronaldo. He was just special. Hey, Uslai Sex is here, and not so late as we often come to expect you to be. Hello, guys. Love the rotation, the formation, and more importantly, the victory. Well said. Do you think we learnt anything that will be useful to us as we take on Wolverhampton Wanderers? Wolverhampton Wanderers.
It was just a win that gave us confidence boost, wasn't it?
I hope so. I don't know. I hope so. Yeah, we've got to hear me out. Hear me out. Peter Beardsley was Messi before Messi. Oh. I don't think I would call him Messi, but he was a great football player. That's what happens when you're good at an impression of somebody that nobody ever speaks about anymore. I like to play football and I have a Mazda at half time.
Yeah, Peter, next time we're taking a photograph, make sure your bollocks are in your shorts.
Yeah, I know, like it's, no one's ever, to be honest with you, my boat race is so fucking hideous, no one's ever looked at me tackle. I've never seen him tackle.
Did you ever see that photograph of him?
I do. It rings a bell that you mentioned.
There's a team photograph, and he's kneeling down, and he's.
What drew your attention to that part of the picture, Zanzi? Have you?
No, it was on.
Have you got fruity?
It was on that Badil and Skinner thing, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, what was that called? Fantasy? No, it wasn't.
Was it fantasy football?
I don't think it was. Someone in the comments will tell us. We don't need a memory anymore. I rely on the comment section.
Yeah.
But Serie A is so good, though most of all-time players played in the league. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It was the money league. The reason that all of these footballers, like Jurgen Klinsmann, Rudi Voller, Ruud Gullit, Frank Rijkaard, Van Basten, George Weah, like there was so many great players. Ronaldo, so many great players played there. Tax rates in Italy are fucking nothing. When we signed Anders Limpar, he stormed into George Graham's office the first minute. What the fuck's this? Because that's your wages. Well, no, what's this bit? That's your tax. I don't pay tax. Well, everyone does. Well, I don't. I've never paid tax. Ah, I see. You're from Italy, aren't you? You've been playing in Italy. Yes. Unfortunately, Her Majesty does need.
Yeah.
Italy, Shevchenko was outrageous. Yeah, he was his best player. I mean, like when Chelsea signed Shevchenko, like I can't have been the only person who thought, well, that's that then. Best player in the world, 9 goals in his Chelsea career. Serie A was life in the 90s. Zamorano, there were so many good players. List goes on. George Weah with his goal for AC Milan, where he picked up the ball on the edge of his own area and just ran it. Before I ever saw Thierry Henry do it, I saw George Weah do it. Wasn't he in Doctor Who, Matt Smith? Shevchenko was Medvedev also. Serial R. He's done that thing, they do in Bristol where they put an L on the end of thing. He's a Serial R. That was great. Used to watch on Saturday mornings. Go Lazio. And everyone thought it was Go Lazio. Yeah, Baggio and listen, Baresi, Maldini, they were Cannavaro. There were some amazing footballers. I don't know what's happened. I mean, obviously, a huge amount of corruption has tainted the Italian league and made it very difficult. They're finding it very difficult to drum up the interest. That's why they're having to play games in Australia. Italian league did have some ballers back in the days. Had some of the best players ever played in Italy. Zanetti. Who was the goalkeeper? Zenga, Walter Zenga. Kaka. There's another one. My God, yeah, he was brilliant. After the Brentford game, I had to go to bed for the sake of my blood pressure. This roller coaster probably isn't good for my health, considering my age. Rob Curry, you're not alone, mate. I promise you're not alone. We do like a healing thing here after the matches. We try and just keep it calm. Let's not pretend it's going to be easy. And I think the roller coaster is absurd. But I really felt it when we beat Sunderland 3-0. I was really anxious about that game. And then we won it. And I was like, oh, wow, okay, good. And then when Liverpool on the day... So I literally started thinking, we're going to win this. We're actually going to win this. Liverpool go 1-0 up in the 84th minute. And I was like, fuck, this is actually happening now. It's not just me wanting it to happen. It's like I'm starting to actually cross over into the territory where I go, no, this is genuinely happening. And then 10 minutes later, I'm like, oh, fuck. And then Brentford, and I'm like, oh, shit. And now Wolves coming up, and I'm not looking forward to it. How absurd is that? Positional fluidity is a nightmare to the opposition. You don't know who to mark. That's what we're evolving to be. I really enjoyed Saka playing 10 today. Boston Guns, great comment, man. That's a really good positional. Yeah, that's nobody. Well, actually, I've been watching a little bit of the Championship, and when you're in the queue for something, could be a supermarket, and you evaluate the queue because you're in a bit of a hurry and you don't like queuing. Who does? And you pick a queue and you think, oh, this one will go quickest because a woman in front of me's got a little basket with 2 tins of cat food, and then you get. She gets out a ream of coupons and it's starting to look right. And you say, oh, fucking hell. And then next to you, the queue has gone down to, there's just one person and he's paying, and you snatch it in front of them. And then, whatever happens, whenever you shift queues, suddenly the queue you were in goes much quicker. I've always been a secondary Millwall fan. I've always gone, I love Millwall. I want to see Millwall do well. But I decided this season, not that long ago, right, I want Hull City. That's who I'm supporting, Hull City. So my boss at work, he's from Hull, he's a Hull City fan, and I just thought, get into it. Hull City, they're going to come up this season. They're playing really well. And then I had to watch them get absolutely battered by Chelsea. And meanwhile, Millwall have climbed above them. So I've joined the wrong queue again, haven't I? Millwall are coming up to the Premier League. Can't wait for that game.
Oh, yeah, Millwall Spurs. Oh, no, of course, they're going to
Millwall
swap, aren't
West. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Millwall West Ham, you mean? Yeah.
No, apparently, from what I know, is Millwall really hates Spurs.
They hate Spurs and they hate West Ham. Everyone hates Spurs. You don't get a prize for hating Spurs. They're detestable. But yeah, as to the roller coaster, we just got to keep each other going, haven't we? And also, got to keep a little perspective on it, because the leagues aren't won on emotion; they're won on points. So I think if we get to 87 points, I'm still doing the analysis because I like to do a deep dive, and it's not easy to do. But there is a video coming out in the next couple of days where I'll explain it in as much detail as I can muster. But we just have to stay calm, and we have to beat Wolves. That's what I'm saying. Everyone said the Seaman goal was a fluke at the time because Ronaldinho was relatively unknown back then. Luke, great to see you. There were people who said it, but there weren't many sensible people who said it. And also Ronaldinho, even if you didn't know him that well, he wouldn't have lied about it, And it was exactly, I think anyone who'd seen him play was like, it's like when, I tell you what, the comparison for Arsenal fans would be the Newcastle game where Dennis Bergkamp turned David, who was it? Davidas? I can't remember.
Davidas or something like that.
Yeah, and he spun him. And everyone's like, did you think he meant to do that? And you think, well, there's two things. One, if he didn't, why has he run round that way, expecting the ball to be there? And second of all, Ray Parlour interviewed after the game went, no, he does that in training all the time. Yeah, of course he meant to do it. He's fucking amazing. It's Dennis Bergkamp. And that's how I feel. I had no doubts whatsoever, even then, that as much as I hated that goal, it really hurt. 2-1 victory for Brazil. It was just painful. I really believed in that 2002 squad. I thought we could go all the way. Especially after 98.
Did you hear Bergkamp talking about it? Why he did that? Because he said that the pass from Perez wasn't very good.
Yeah, and he talked about it in the same sequence as when he was talking about how you always have to know what you're going to do before you get the ball. So because I knew I couldn't turn round the ball because it wasn't coming at pace, I had to flick it. I had to move it, and so of course he meant it. Like Ronaldinho, I get why people were questioning it, but there are some arseholes out there, aren't they? Do you think he meant it? No, I think he was trying to back pass it to the keeper and he just had a moment. What do you mean? Yeah, I think he meant it. Arsenal could have signed Maradona years ago. That is an actual true story, but what are you going to do? We came close to signing Mbappe. We came close to signing Ronaldo. We came close to signing... The funniest one for me was I don't do auditions.
Yeah.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Would you want to do we'd want to watch you play. Do you want to do a trial? Zlatan does not do auditions. When he signed for LA Galaxy, he took a full page in the LA Times. I think it was... Someone will correct me if it wasn't, but Zlatan is here. I want one day of my life to have that much confidence. What would you do? Let's start my own pub. Matt was the 11th Doctor in Doctor Who. Mortlicky, Texas.
Yeah. Who was that Dutch striker that we were always linked with?
Dutch. I know Karel Benzema, the Frenchman.
Yeah, sorry, Benzema. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, forget it.
Yeah.
Forget it. Like,
every season. Oh, Arsenal linked with Benzema. Yeah.
I used to watch. How many of us used to watch Transfer Daily with Robbie Lyle? Bringing you the news and views, every day, and I'd watch him. Benzema, it'd be good for us. Benzema, I can't wait to see Benzema, and then and then the next transfer window, and then the next transfer window, and the next transfer window. When I did my first ever transfer window, the missus said, "What are you looking forward to?" I said, "The one thing I know for sure I'm looking forward to is that we won't have to talk about Karim Benzema." And of course, she didn't get it. And I was like, the very first time I went through the news aggregators to look story, and there he was, Karim Benzema, thinking of coming out of retirement to play. I was like, "Fuck off! Just fuck off! I don't want him. Like, I never want him anywhere near us." I only got to see Pele in a World War II movie with Stallone. Yeah, Escape to Victory. I don't think that does him the justice. Watch the 1970. That 1970 World Cup final, Brazil, Italy. That is one of the great games.
Oh, I'll tell you something. But there are people going on about Ronaldo's free kicks. There's Rivellino, I think it was.
Yeah, Rivellino, the banana kicks. Yeah,
it is free kicks, and plus the fact the ball was heavier then.
Yeah, but I don't think many people had ever seen a ball curl like that.
Yeah.
It's just a technique that people, Bobby Charlton took a bloody good free kick, but it used to be like a missile.
Yeah.
These are like heat-seeking missiles. No, I think that one, Roberto Carlos's free kick takes some beating. Yeah. If you're thinking of free kicks, that one was absurd. It was...
Against France.
Yeah.
At Wembley, wasn't it? Yes, it was, because it was some little tournament thing.
Tournée de... I don't know where it was now that you say that. Was it in Wembley?
I think it was.
I know England played, I know France played, and clearly Brazil played. Yeah. I'd be damned if I could remember who it must have been. I honestly don't know. But yeah, it was around that 98 kind of pre-World Cup thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or 97. A player I love to watch in recent times is Neymar, pure joy when he was at PSG. Yeah, I didn't see that much of him, honestly. But I did see him play for Brazil quite a bit as a very young man when he first came through. And I thought, this guy's got everything. And he was really exciting. And a very poor Brazil side. JJ Okocha, another hugely entertaining footballer. God, these are brilliant. Yeah, I love JJ Okocha with a mad head. Nigeria was a great team to watch, now that we're on the subject. And did you know that today is the anniversary of Nwankwo Kanu joining Arsenal? Ooh. You didn't know.
No, he had some moves, didn't he?
I loved him. We don't have it. We don't have it. There was I can't remember which Spanish team it was now. I know we've talked about it on the show before. He scores a goal without touching the ball. Because he does his lollipop legs and a keeper, and he just he shepherds it into the... I mean, he's just a fantastic footballer. But yes, the hat-trick against Chelsea in the rain.
Yeah.
Where he scores from the touchline.
That's...
From the goal line. Beautiful. This is brilliant. Boston Guns, Tadarius Tudor. What are they doing as a club? Just general question for everyone. What the fuck are Tottenham up to?
Well, it's only a small club, isn't it?
Where is Middlesex anyway? It's north of London, isn't it? Somewhere. Yeah. Just looking up recipes for tomorrow's dinner, some sort of beef pie and raspberry jelly cheesecake for pudding. That always, when you said that, it reminded me of Friends, where Rachel cooks a shepherd's pie and a trifle, not realising there were two different meals, and puts them all in one. I will not be eating tomorrow. Spurs are going down. Yes, they are. Colliston 42. Beef pie and raspberry jelly cheesecake? I know. What's not to love? Cheesecake tastes good. Beef pie tastes good.
So the original Cornish pasties used to have savoury one end and
yeah, I've heard that.
Sweet the other end.
I've heard that. We went to Bude in Cornwall and we did like a spot test of 4 different. And pasties are not cheap, not nearly as cheap as they ought to be. I think they off season you probably get them for £1, but as soon as the tourists arrive, £9.99. And we had like 4 different. I was like, I don't like any of them. I'm glad I'm not a tin miner. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just don't like them. They're not. All right.
Yep.
I remember Tudor as a player, Spurs on a crash course, and it's good to see. Yep. Igor Tudor is a perfect for Spuds. How perfect would it be if he won the league and Spurs go down in the same season? Bald with unshaven look, new manager template, another Pep lookalike. He's so not Pep. Love cheesecake. All right. Do you know when it comes to cheesecake? New York cheesecake for me all day.
Does that mean they're talking about them? Bald with an unshaven?
Yeah, that might have been. Are you the latest manager of? Are you in line to be the next manager of Tottenham?
I couldn't do as bad as anyone else, really.
No, I wouldn't let you. I'd be like, first of all, who do you think runs a cellar now? You've got a far more important job.
Well, no. The seller's the important job, but I definitely take them down.
You try.
Oh,
they're Spursy.
Yeah.
No, they're Spursy. Do you know what? That would be the hidden formula. I'd love to see that made into a film where Zanzi takes over the dressing room and goes, do what you like, lads. You're all shit anyway. And then they go out and win, and you're like, what's wrong with you lot?
Yeah.
You can't. Whatever is happening at Spurs is beyond comprehension of mere mortals.
Yeah, well, Zanzi, did you think you're going to win the Champions League? Well, not really, no, because I kept putting out all the kids and they just kept winning.
Kept winning, you know. Yeah. I ate shepherd's pie a couple of days ago and I haven't had anything since. Had wicked food poisoning. Eek. Yeah, that's never good. Spuds relegated and us winning the league would be the most delightful, worthy of a tattoo. Ooh, yeah. Do you know what? Okay. I know what everyone here is like. We do get the occasional person that comes in because they're a bit dense and they don't know what's going on in here. But this chat is almost universally filled up with really smart people who say really intelligent things. So I know I'm going to get pasted for saying this. But isn't there a part of you that would take Spurs getting relegated over the Champions League?
No. I'd rather have a Champions League and Spurs just about save themselves from relegation.
Yeah, you're right. Of course you're right. But my God, I want to see Spurs relegated.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
I so want to see Spurs relegated. And you've got to pay for these things, haven't you?
77 part due.
77 part duh.
Yeah.
Was that the last time they went down, was it?
Yeah.
When did Chelsea come back up? Because I feel like they were up and down twice in the 1980s.
Around the 80s,
Kerry Dixon was their top goal scorer.
Yeah.
And all they'd won was the Zenith Data System Cup.
It's funny, actually, because my brother's a Fulham fan. And he was really pissed off because when Spurs were in what was then the old second division, they beat something like Bristol City or Bristol Rovers 9-0.
Right.
And they actually came third in the table, or second. They took the last promotion spot, and Fulham were behind them, and their goal difference was 9 less than Spurs. So if they hadn't have won 9-0,
that's mad. That is mad. I thought we were going to win 9-0 today, but we didn't. I am the only one. I'm not even going to ask that question to the public. Don't even bother to answer that, guys. No one's going to swap the Champions League for the first time ever. That would be absurd. I've just found a recipe for South African curry. Oh, by the way, Boy Tendio, I know you're here somewhere. I am going to have bacon and banana. I'm committed to that idea now. I've looked it up. It is a real thing. How bad can it be?
What's that, bacon and banana?
On a pizza, yeah. He's been banging on about it for like a year, so I've got to, haven't I? I can't not do it now. Beef Wellington. God, that's a faff. We did that for Christmas a couple of years ago. Liam Brady was a maestro growing up. My dad wisely educated me on why Arsenal were our team. Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, I'm just too young. I dislike Liam Brady. I can't even tell you because you just go to the matches and everyone go, "Oh, Liam Brady." He fucked off, didn't he? He went to Italy. He doesn't love us.
Yeah.
You don't keep banging on about Liam Brady because it was the days before you couldn't really watch him on telly. But his goal against Spurs when we beat them 5-0 or 5-1, and that's one of the best.
Yeah, I remember all the Arsenal fans in the little thing, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
That was one of my favourite goals of all time. But I just don't remember him. I was too young. So I went to my first game in 1983, so I just missed him. But he was our player of the year twice, 3 times. He's definitely a He's one of our best players right up until even when George Graham's team started doing well. Even with Rocky Rocastle, people like that, Liam Chippy Brady, and I always thought as a young kid growing up, he was called Chippy because he used to chip the ball. And there was like when I found out, it was no, you not just like to go to the chip shop. It's like football's changed, isn't it? Let's be honest. Football has fallen off. I wouldn't go that far. Alvaro Recoba, first season alongside Ronaldo, and Roberto Carlos was great too. I've got diced beef to use. I'll make South African curry. Sounds good. Ancelotti, Donadoni, Alessandro Nesta, Pagliuca as goalkeeper. Remember Palmer? I do remember Palmer. Palmer had 3 forwards. We had Alan Smith.
Yeah.
Well, we had Alan Smith.
They had the little Swedish
Gianfranco Zola, Thomas Brolin, and Asprilla, Faustino Asprilla. And they couldn't score against Tony Adams. Of course they couldn't. Don't be silly. Football is not the only thing that's fallen off. Ryan and Arteta FC will you guys burst into flames if you say anything remotely positive. Let's see. I'd love to see it. I need Tudor and Spurs to have their worst game ever against us. I do too. I know, Joe. I totally am with you on that one. I really hope it happens. Where are we going? What did I do? I'm talking about how good football is. Oh no, you didn't do anything. You're a bit like, you are always getting picked on by Rosie, who is always right. So just take it.
I bet Rosie's happy today.
3-2, huh? 3-2.
No. Rangers won 4-2 against Hearts. Yeah.
Oh, I must have not seen the other goal going. But then Celtic turned it round, so it's all good. Celtic will win the league again, so fine. Skull and Crossbones. Rosie, do you want us to talk about Scotch football? I think you guys think you'll burst into flames if you're ever positive. Yep, I think that too. You don't know how it is negative, just the truth. I find you so boring. Do you know what? So boring. Like when someone can't tell the difference between an opinion and what they think is or is not the truth, that's boring. So we need to wait until summer for you to say anything positive, Ryan. I was watching it in my junior school. When not celebrate individual wins. Right, you got to support the team en route to the quad. Yes, there are moments of critique, but you must be good discernment. I do find it funny, like all these people go, I'm allowed to criticise the team. Yeah, of course you are. You're allowed to criticise anything you want, but like, if that's all you ever do, it does get a bit tedious. You know, like the reason you have to come in here is because nobody else talks to you, Arteta FC, not Arsenal FC, or whatever the fuck your name is. That's because you're boring. Tony Adams and Roy Keane were such good captains, they will be nothing like it ever again. These are kind of, there's an outlook here, isn't there? There's like, nothing's ever going to be as good again. Fine. I'm glad I'm not a pessimist. It would be very hard work. Present season, most critiques I've heard lack discernment. It's just a thing to complain about without context. One of the things that makes you right about that is it tends to be that if they all start complaining about one thing and that gets better, then they complain about something else. And you think, hang on a minute, well, I don't care anymore. Yes, but Roy Keane and Tony Adams were great captains. So is Patrick Vieira. So is Brian Robson, by the way. Nostalgia's never been as good since. I said football and sports have fallen off. What did you think? Is that bad? I don't know, but I suppose it's if you choose to look at what's worse all the time. I can't believe I'm explaining what pessimism is. New York cheesecake is the best. It is. Bude is a nice place down. It is a fantastically beautiful part of England. I'm not, just to be clear, it's my missus's favourite part of the United Kingdom. I just didn't rate the food. There you go. But if they'd had more New York cheesecake, then maybe I would have done. We're winning the quad and Spurs are going down in the same season. Now that's too much. Get used to it. It's loading. I love it. We know it's loading because I've printed T-shirts, mate. Don't worry about that. I'll look like a right Wally if this doesn't happen now. I'll blame you. Because so many people in. I'm really loving it, guys. Thank you. I'm going to have to scroll through a bit quicker. You guys should do a debate with a not pro-Tata. I've done it, mate. I've been doing it. If you want to pop on, have a go. A debate, by the way, is only really worth doing if either of you is prepared to change your mind. I'm not pro-Arteta, so I can't really say I can't. I don't have a problem debating people. I've yet to meet one who could find their own arse with a map in both hands. But like, if you feel like you're the guide, just jump on. Here's a link. I definitely don't fear. I mean, I'd love to tell you that I'm not even the best debater in the world, but I think if I sniffed glue, I could beat Lee Gunner in a debate. They're free to get into the pub, you know. Rob Curry, need the Champions League to shut the chav, but don't like the word chav. Never liked it. It's not like the link to join the broadcast is in there. Thank you, Boy Tendio. Yeah. Philip Randall. I love it when you're here. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, but all this Arsenal don't score goals and open play rubbish is starting to grind. We've scored the second most open play goals. Why do people believe this media-driven drive? I don't even think it is media-driven. I don't know why they believe it. I'm sorry they believe it. And what I most resent is that they keep banging on about it with no statistical evidence until it's proven that it's not true. And then they say, oh, you're over-celebrating. If someone wants to hate you, they're going to hate you. They want to hate us, so they hate us. We've had fans that are against Arteta on a panel before. Nothing exceptional happened. No, Carl Walsh hates him. Anthony's not a massive fan. I've spoken to loads of people. I don't have a problem with people not liking it. This is what we were talking about on Thursday. I don't have a very strong opinion about Mikel Arteta. He just happens to manage the club I love. And I don't hate where we are as a club. In fact, at the start of the season, if you'd said, look, you have to keep Arteta, but if you stick with him, you'll win every game in the Champions League, concede only 3 goals. You'll be top of the table by 4 points with 12 games to go. You'll be through to the League Cup final and the 5th round of the FA Cup. I would have said what you would have said. Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC. Not good enough. Yeah. I would have said, I want more. When are we winning the World Cup? This manager's got to go. That's the kind of debate that I'm looking forward to. I can have a debate with myself. Arteta's gay. That's what they're basically saying. That's what I got pissed off and did a video about. I was like, I don't like this homophobia. I don't care what he does. I don't care about anything at all. I care about, did we win the league? And then we had 3 seasons where we didn't. Last season we played badly. The 2 seasons before we played really well, but we didn't win. We came as close as we've come in 20 years, but we didn't win. And they all went, it doesn't matter. Good football, flair. What matters is if you win or not. So now this season we're playing really boring football and we're doing better. And everyone's like, yeah, but we're not playing well. So you kind of realise you're dealing with people who aren't going to be happy. Someone is adamant they're not going to be happy. I'm not going to be able to help them. Don't care about Spurs, mate. Give me the UCL, even though I really want Spurs relegated so bad. Manuel, I accept it was a stupid question. I can't believe I asked it. I feel stupid for asking it. There's just a bit of me that hates Tottenham too much, and that's a problem. Matter of fact, Ryan Yoss, Fanny, if you could get into the panel, you don't need a camera. You don't need a camera. I'll debate you without a camera. West Ham screwed it up against Man United. So pissed for that. Yeah. That was a hell of a goal by Šeško. Philip Randall, you absolute legend. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yes, he's committed to the bacon and banana. I know. All of you, I will be eating bacon and banana next weekend on the next Sunday night stream. I have it all ready, and I'm not really looking forward to it. But at the same time, I'm open to new experiences. I'm even open to the idea that Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC, will say something interesting. That's how open-minded I am. I'm sorry for introducing to such a sinful food, but I'm not at the same time. You just can't wait for me to try it. Brady was incredible. I've seen clips. I believe you, but you understand where I'm coming from, though. Do you know what I mean? Like when you've got a player who's just left before you start supporting, and everyone goes on about him, and you're watching some of the most turgid, boring, shitty football of your life, and you're like, he left. But it could have easily been Rixie could have left. You know, like there's so many players that should have left that didn't leave, that didn't left. We had Tony Woodcock. He was my hero. I really used to like Paul Merson growing up, played with swagger. Yeah, I was already a teenager by the time he came along. Yeah, he was my favourite. But then it's funny now, obviously I look back and I think it was obvious, but there were games where you'd go to Highbury and you'd be really looking forward to seeing Merce and he'd just be walking around the pitch and you think, what the fuck? Did anyone else see the John Hartson was telling a story about when he first signed for Arsenal? Did you see? It's
No.
just me. This is a quality John Hartson story. I'll bring it up for the next show. I'll give you the actual clip. But just to say that when Hartson signed, he's like the youngest teenager. He's the most expensive teenager in English football history, right? And in training, Merson comes up to him and says, do you think you stick one on me, like a real bad tackle, so I could have a couple of days off? and John Hartson's like, I didn't know what to do. Like he's one of my favourite players. It's like Paul Merson. Do you know what I mean? He's like, he's my hero. It's like, but you know, I thought, what do you do? So he came past me and I put a challenge on him, and he went tumbling over, and everyone said, "What are you doing? Don't do that to Merson. He's one of our best players." Couldn't say he asked me to do anyway. So a little bit later on, Mercer went, "No, can you make it like a proper tackle? Because that was fucking. No, I need a proper tackle." So as I went in on him, and he was out injured for 3 months, and he came over and went, "Nice one." There's a point where football wasn't that important to Merce. You could even do bacon and banana on some French toast with cheese, honey, a poached egg. I don't think I'm going to do that. Actually, literally, I had a really nice meal. I made Chinese food, and that nearly came out. Hate him as a pundit 95% of the time, though. I've started to warm to him because he did the overlap. He was brilliant on the overlap. He's funny as fuck, but he's a Chelsea fan, and I can't believe people didn't know that. He's always been a Chelsea fan. Unfortunately, I don't know any one specific recipe for South African curry. There's like thousands of those. Yeah, I bet there is. Maybe it's. Do you know what? There's no such thing as bolognese. Should Arsenal try to get Sandro Tonali from Newcastle United in the summer? I think he'd be a perfect replacement for Odegaard. Malt Leaky Texas. I was blindsided by the potential that we might sign him, and I was like, "Where's that come from?" Yes, I do think we should sign Sandro Tonali, particularly after the 2 goals he scored against Aston Villa. Andy,
yes.
Where do you? Yeah,
his first goal.
Yeah, lovely.
Beautiful
No, it's the
goal.
second
Yeah.
goal. It was the second goal was the better goal, actually. The second goal was literally pinpoint accuracy. The first one, I think, took a deflection, didn't it?
I can't remember. Yeah, but it is whichever one it was. It just went
Like an arrow.
right along the ground.
Yeah.
Straight into the
And
back of
you
my
know
neck.
what's mad? Watching it as often as I did. You know how normally the ball will spin crazily? This just didn't move. It was like someone had just... It's like if you make a video and you just move the ball across the screen and it doesn't look realistic because it's not moving. Well, that's what it looked like. I dare you to get on the panel and say something sensible. I'm watching. Everyone who has a very strong opinion is always welcome on here. The only thing I'd say is let's not do what other panel shows do, right? We've got little rules here. Like, I won't talk over you, you don't talk over me or anyone else. And however much we disagree, let's not talk about each other. Let's talk about each
But
other's
we never
opinions.
talk over each other, do we? Oh, we just
No, well, I don't. But you
Yeah, I know.
are. I mean, I wouldn't. Very good. Very good.
Oh.
That's very... There, he's back.
Yeah,
He's
in
back.
the cellar
He's
now.
finished. I don't know what he was up to before, but we don't ask and we don't get... Thoroughly enjoyed today's game at the Emirates and loved watching the second string banging the goals. Maybe had a few too many at the stadium after the game. Philip, that's the whole... Do you know, that's such a beautiful thing to say, because I tell you what, I was lucky enough to go to the Chelsea game and the Crystal Palace game. They're the only 2 games I've been to. I couldn't go to Wigan today, and I was gutted about it. But it was very short notice. The thing is, when you go to the games, it's the atmosphere. It's everybody. You don't hear all these people going, "Yeah, well, we score too many goals from set pieces." And I mean, it just doesn't happen, right? So you get this real Arsenal Football Club vibe. People who get on with each other. People who are glad to be there. The joyfulness. It's only when you get home and you foolishly put the wrong YouTube channel on and you suddenly think, God, it's like literally, I imagine that there's a YouTube plaque and you lift it up and they're all scurrying around under it. You just drop it back down again and go, oh.
Apparently, I'm not a real Arsenal fan.
Is that right? Goodness,
Yeah.
when did you find out?
Some kid today, I was on another YouTuber's, not on it, but posted a comment on there about the result. And he said, "Are you going to the game?" So I said, "No, I'm not." He says, "Oh, I'm going to the game. That's what real Arsenal fans do." I said, "Oh, okay."
So, according to this young whippersnapper, mind you, do you know what? I was a bit stupid like that when I was younger as well. I used to think, but the reality is now, you look how many fans we've got all over the world. You know, not everyone can go to the matches, and I'm not. I think when you get to a certain age, your brain forms again. You know, it finishes forming, and your amygdala, things like that, start to work, and you go, "Who am I to tell someone if they're a fan or not?"
So all these Indonesian fans are not real fans either.
What about, the only way that you can be a fan if you're in South Africa is you have to get the flight, you have to go to the match. Do you know how hard it is to get tickets as well? These just don't rise to it. Don't rise to it. Listen, I've never understood when people can be that. It's a merit. It's like there's some sort of status to be had. I'm a real fan. Oh, are you? But when I used to go to every home game, no one's go, would you go to all the away games? I go, well, no, I don't go to all the away games. It would mean every weekend of my life. And
you're not a real fan then.
well, I'm not a real fan. Yeah. Well, have you got a tattoo? No, I don't have a tattoo. Yeah. Well, have you cut your right testicle off? No. Well, if we're doing that, then if there is a hierarchy, I'm somewhere near the upper echelons, but not quite. I'm not a tip-toppest of all fans. Don't get me started on Lee Gunner. He blocked me because he couldn't handle a few home truths. He's probably drunk when he did it, mate. Anyway, wow. Banana on pizza should be a crime. Like, we're going to find out, Malt Licky, Texas. I might agree with you. Next Sunday, stay tuned because I'm eating banana bacon pizza. Because I'm reliably informed that next Sunday everyone's going to be in a good mood.
Are you doing it live?
Yeah, I'm going to eat this live.
What sort of bacon are you going to put on it?
Oh, I hadn't really thought about it. I just...
Streaky, back, smoked, non-smoked.
It's going to be smoked, I think. I better ask. Boy, Tendy, I can't believe I'm asking this. I can't believe I'm asking this. My death row meal.
Bananas or plantains?
No. Plantains would make sense. Are you mad? Like, bananas are just going to melt in. I've seen pictures of it. It's a real thing. He hasn't made this up. It wasn't his drummer. It was his, I think he said it was his guitarist. We've had seasons when we've played the best football in Europe with Danielson on midfield, and pretty football didn't count for a trophy, and then they tell you it's only a trophy that counts, and then you play really solid. None of these really gloomy people ever criticised George Graham. In fact, by contrast, they always going about what a great manager he was, and go, explain why he finished 15th then. I love George Graham. I'm not trying to slag him off, but I think it's revisionism. Title of the vid made me laugh, and thank you. Thank you. Do you know, sometimes I wonder that I'm too highbrow, but we're gonna win. It just made sense. It made sense to me.
George Graham was my favourite player when he was playing for us.
Oh, yeah. But you'd never have guessed that he was going to be the kind of manager that he was. No. You take someone that laid back and he turns into he was an incredible leader, wasn't he? He was like that 89 achievement. I don't think Arteta pulls that off.
No, Liverpool away. Having to win 2-0.
But just being so calm, go, yeah, it's brilliant. Half time, yeah, it's brilliant, exactly what I wanted. And they're like, is he drugged? Like, we've got to get 2 goals. We haven't got a goal yet. And he goes, no, you don't want to score too early because then it gives them too much time to get a goal of their own. No, you want to get a goal in the second half and then they'll be under pressure and they won't know what to do. And then you score in the dying minutes. And that's... They all talk about it. Like this guy just knew exactly what was going to happen, and you hear him talk about it. He goes, "We had to say something, didn't I?"
I know. I've heard Lee Dixon say about it, and he said, "Oh, yeah, perfect, 0-0."
Merson was talking about it. Yeah, Merson talked about it. He goes, "I thought this bloke was off his fucking head. What are you on about? How's it good if we're not win? Like we've got to win 2 goals."
Isn't it funny how Merson's saying it? I thought he was off his head. I'm normally the one for that.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Fucking hell, we're in trouble here. If I'm making more sense than the gaffer. So where was I up to? That's brilliant. Thank you for noticing that no one else mentioned it. You're the only one who mentioned it. But we love Dio in spite of the banana pizza. Yes, we do. So you can love someone even if they come up with some weird and wacky ideas. I love the hear me outs here. You know, if you've got a wacky idea, share it. We'll only take the piss out of the idea. But I am, after many months of hearing the constant back and forth of debate around the banana, and I suddenly caught myself and thought, when did I become the sort of person who just knows that something's bad before trying it? And on Sunday, I will be able to say definitively if it's delicious or malicious. And a new segment.
Why don't you put it on one of those pita breads instead?
Because I think it'll taste... Yeah, I nearly said something that I can't even believe I said. I genuinely think it will taste better on pizza than on pita bread, but it's not giving it a lot. I mean, it's not a sandwich I would ever come up with, a pizza I would ever come up with. Bacon, and I've never thought of putting... I don't know why somebody did, but it's taken off. It's popular in South Africa. It's not something that Boytendia just made up. Bacon and plantain would be all right, I think. Danielson on midfield, those were the days. Hearts and Story was brilliant. John Hartson's just fantastic. For some of those days, Perry Groves for stories as well. Go and have you say, yeah, go on, Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC, or Bob, as I'm going to start calling you. Bob. Yes, seen it. John Hartson interview. Rangers wanted him, but he wanted to go to Celtic. Are we in better position now? Fans like you truly baffle me. They are baffling, but they're baffling until you see how lonely they are. In the recent past, we've come quite away from Chamak and Gervinho, a.k.a. Lev Fored. I haven't heard that. I hope Big Vic doesn't join that group. I don't think he will. I don't know if he's going to be a legend. I think I'm hopeful that he just wins a title. Do you know what I mean? Like, if they win a title, then that makes a lot of players better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There we go. This is brilliant. Aussie Ange. Arteta's a fraud. Are you going for the job, Ange? Is that what do you want a job? That's quite a novel. I've never heard that as well. Arteta is a fraud and needs to resign. I thought everyone loved Arteta. That's shocked me, Aussie Ange -E6K. For a moment I allowed myself to think you might be joking, but since it's just not at all funny, you must genuinely mean it. And I've never heard anyone think like that. So let's see if you can tell irony. Normally, you can always tell when you're about to have a great debate with someone when they don't understand irony. Looks just like win, lose, or draw Arteta out. You're an Arteta out. Did he touch you in the wrong place? I was told I wasn't a real Arsenal fan because I wanted Spurs to take points off City the other day. People have these bizarre... It's like playground antics, isn't it? It's just like people going around saying, you can't say this, you can't say that. It's like, I don't need... Here's the thing. I don't need some 19-year-old Lee Gunner disciple telling me whether or not I'm a fan. It won't change my life what you think.
No.
The Indonesians spend too much money on Arsenal stuff. It's actually insane. It's insane. There are more fans of Arsenal in Indonesia than are in the UK. And I love them for it. I absolutely love them for their passion. But it's just the same. Like, look at our fans all over Africa. Look at our fans. Brazil's got a huge number of Arsenal fans. Nothing gives me more. Yeah, USA, obviously.
Yeah.
Canada, Miss Molina. Blame Canada. When Canada is gone, there'll be no more.
Apparently, Eskimos like Arsenal as well.
What does a Cockney call an Eskimo?
Don't know.
Inuit, innit? Would probably help not cheering them on. Aussie Ange, welcome. 3 questions for those who say Arteta out. Fans are not real fans. No one said that, so drop your question. I'm such a top gooner. I watch the games in a blimp. Chalkers, this one's for you. I watch it from within the mystery of the stadium. I watch it. I've buried myself a little hole somewhere near the centre circle, and I pop up intermittently. You'll see me, and I watch the game closer than anyone can. Where's a good time for a full English breakfast?
Anytime.
Yeah. When's a bad time? Like, I just don't know a bad time to have a full English.
I don't know a bad time to have a bacon sandwich.
I tell you what, I don't do this enough. There we go. I just don't need to see quite so much from Stroller was a player. Yes. Hey, my lovelies. Chris Nix, what time do you call this? What have you been up to? Banoffee pizza as dessert is pretty good. Is it? This is bacon on it. Let's get real. What Boyd ND has been going on about for ages is pizza with bacon and banana on it. And I thought tuna sounded awful. I bet I'm going to enjoy it. Do you know what are the odds? I'm going to enjoy it. I reckon I'm going to enjoy it. Hear me out. Fans complaining about the new regulation. No, fuck all. Sorry. I'm in a mood. I love it when you're in a mood. It might be because South Africa has elite bananas that the bacon and banana took off here. Swear you can get it. Hang on a minute. Don't start that shit. If I eat it and go, this is rank, and you start saying, it's because your bananas are shit. Fucking bananas.
You have to find out where the bananas come from. Is it? Oh.
Well, ours come from Spain or South America.
Yeah.
I've never known anyone to complain about it.
Spanish banana? I don't want that one. Fucking South American ones. African ones, sorry.
Yeah, well, the planet be damned. He's got an Ange profile pic and he's an Arsenal fan. Oh, this is like, you know, when you're getting it, when you're trying to explain something to somebody with a clown avatar, you know you're not going to win. Just hear him out. So, I'm making South African curry for dinner tomorrow, Dio. Right, okay. Someone said he doesn't like when we score from set pieces. If they're the ones to win us a league and UCL, I'll take them. During the Ozil Sanchez era, we scored goals from open play only to win the FA. Exactly. That's it. Like, what the fuck difference does it make to other people? They are just trying to get a rise out of us, and we do rise to it. When people go, "Oh yeah, but you're football shit," go, "Okay, I'm from the George Graham era. Hi, what did you have a point you wanted to make? Yeah, the football you play isn't attractive, right? But so you shouldn't watch it then. Well, I'm just saying that you play shit football. No, that's fine. You don't get extra points for style, do you? No, but if you did, that's fine. We would have won the league instead of City 2 years ago. I heard Rosie. I wonder which recipe you got. He doesn't understand maths. He doesn't understand anything. Boy, 10 years. It's in a cookbook. I have someone called Lalita's Southern African Chicken Curry. I'm using beef. That's not really following the recipe then, is it? Lalita's Chicken Curry, made with beef. It's got weak bananas if it's bad. If it's bad. You're hedging. You're massively hedging. Interesting. Try making a Pachecos someday. Might be fun. I like the idea. Listen, if any of you've got... Rosie, what's the food you'd suggest I try that you know I'm not going to enjoy? I'd swear down. By the time I've finished showing you how delicious this... But well, now we all know it's not because he's already giving in, isn't he? So, well, no, and it might be that you've used the wrong bacon. You've used the bacon that tastes like bacon and the bananas that taste like banana.
I tell you something. That's interesting. What Mr. Herbert's done there.
Yeah.
Now, do you use slightly green bananas or yellow bananas?
I'm using. Oh.
Because the slightly greener ones are more sweeter, aren't they, really?
Get on this. No, well, you shouldn't really eat bananas till they go brown.
Brown?
Yes. That's when the sugar level has reached its most acidic or sugary. Oh. So bananas taste their best when the skin's already browning. And in our house, the minute there's even a brown patch on it, they'll throw them away. So I get so frustrated. I love bananas, full of calcium, potassium. Full of potassium, not calcium. Fair play. Wait, Betty from Berlin. Fair play to Eze. It was against Wigan, but he played shit against Portsmouth. So do you know what? We can praise this. I love it. You're straight in with this, and I think that's an absolutely fair point. If he played like shit against Wigan, we would call him out for it. He played brilliantly against Wigan. I'm not saying he should win the Ballon d'Or, but I am saying it was nice to see him play well. And I think I completely agree with that point. And, you know, don't know what time you call this and everything, but bloody hell. Bacon and maple syrup is tasty. So I can imagine if the sweetness of banana wouldn't be much difference, but depends on the base sauce. Right, so that's a really good point. But the problem I have with the bacon and the banana is that it's going on a cheese pizza with tomato base, right? So if that's the case, what we're talking about is cheese, tomato, bacon, and banana. And I need to stop saying the ingredients out loud because that actually made me feel a little bit bilious. So I hope that doesn't happen when I come to eat it on here. But if I do have a little wee bucket next to me. Rosie, don't say haggis, by the way. I don't like haggis. Dan is going to love it. Bit of confidence coming back. Quad loading. I'm eating it because I think if I eat it, we'll win the quad. That's what a real fan does. You're not a real fan if you don't eat bacon and banana pizza. By the way, I like pineapple on pizza. Apologies if it's offensive. No, it's not at all offensive. It's one of the first times we all started talking about food. I think, Rosie, you'll back me up. Everyone was surprised because I am a food snob. Everyone thought that I wouldn't like pineapple on pizza. I like pineapple on pizza.
I like anchovies on pizza.
I like anchovies in loads of things, though. Mm. You get a nice piece of lamb, leg of lamb, and you stud it with rosemary, garlic, and anchovy. And it gives this incredible extra flavour to the lamb. Beautiful.
Ooh, I just like lamb.
I like lamb too.
Yeah.
Bacon and banana is a combination the devil must have made because it's a bit too good. Oh, fuck off. It's travelled the world. It's gone viral, literally.
Like plum sauce and duck breast. Oh,
Yeah, plum sauce, duck and plum is perfect. Yeah,
it's
duck and
gorgeous.
pineapple is nice. It's very yeah, I'm excited in a way that I haven't tried anything so out of my ability. Normally, if you describe something, I can actually taste it. This, I have decided not to try that. Vietnamese pho. How's it pronounced? I always get this wrong. Pho or pho?
I always thought it's faux.
It's not. I used to live. So before there's where you get from Hackney to Shoreditch. There's Kingsland Road, and there's like 5 Vietnamese places in a row there, and so I've eaten a lot of it, and it's not. I can't remember now. It's pho. I think it's pho.
I don't think I've ever had Vietnamese food.
Really nice, really nice. Yeah, it's got the French influence, so it's really nice. Yes, the correct, Dan. Less sugar in a banana when the skin turns brown. Cheese goes with anything. No, it doesn't. Now you're starting to worry me, boy Tendy, because I'm taking your culinary suggestion. The cheese does not go with everything. I can think of at least 4 things it doesn't go very well with.
Ice cream.
5 things it doesn't go well with.
Jelly.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if someone cut some cheddar onto your cereal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Or
Oh, God.
bit of cheddar on your cereal.
I don't know what's worse now. Don't give him ideas, because he'll come out with like, my drummer suggested this, and I'll have to eat that next.
What's this in me fucking gin? Oh, it's cheese.
Cup of coffee with cheese, sir. Cheese and coffee, delicious. Yum yum. No, do you know what is frustrating? Is like there's great food in America, and then there's piss poor food in America. But whatever food you get in America, they always stick cheese on it. Cheese is on everything. It's incredible. Hot dog with cheese, hamburger. You know, obviously cheeseburgers are great. They've done some good work.
Yeah, but half the cheese in America is not real cheese, is it? It's like that.
No, it's like most of the cheese.
Reconstituted.
I tell you, we had so where our restaurant was, we had a little deli part before the restaurant, and people used to come in and just have, we'd had a massive deli counter, provolone. All of our cheeses were hand selected, were chosen specifically for how good they were. Ricotta di bufala, scamorza's, mozzarella's imported, not made in the UK, but imported. All of this great food. And these 3 American students, their first night in England, sort of sheepishly walked in and goes, can we just get a sandwich? I was like, of course you can. I'll make you a sandwich. It was like 8, 9 o'clock at night. And I took them over to the deli counter, and I was like, you can have the finest prosciuttos and mortadella, you name it. It's all there in front of them, and obviously they're a bit jet lagged, they're a bit tired, they're in a new country, they're young, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's like, one of them goes, can I just get a cheese sandwich? And I was like, of course you can. What kind of cheese would you like? And she said, do you have any American cheese? And I was like, I don't even know what American cheese. I'm not trying to be rude, but what do you mean? And she went, what, like cheddar? I was like, no, that's an actual place in this country. That's not yours. That's ours. And yes, I have cheddar. Of course I have cheddar. But you'll have to leave now. You've offended me mightily. But it is like I dated a girl from Wisconsin while I was in the States, and Wisconsin's known as the cheese, and cheese is just the stringier the better. Okay, cheese tomato based, maybe not.
I cooked my missus.
No, hang on, finish that sentence. Otherwise, it is really wrong, isn't it?
No, I cooked sea bass for her yesterday.
I did see. Do you know what? It's a general
you did
principle.
See?
General principle. I never make fish on Sundays because it's never fresh. So I was in the supermarket today and I saw lovely looking sea bass fillets, and I was very tempted.
Yeah, they were really, really nice, actually.
Really sea bass is amazing. With ginger. I might have ruined a marriage with my charm, but I didn't ask for this superpower. Oh, I love it. Who was asking what did we all do for Valentine's Day? Did you get up to anything
Benny
nice?
did.
Oh, was it?
Did I get up to anything
Oh, there
nice?
we go. Anyone do anything special for Valentine's Day, or we were just all old?
Yeah.
I had a fabulous day. I've had a fabulous weekend, really. I could not be more happy with the weekend I've had. It didn't last long enough.
No, it's 24 hours long. Long
No, the
enough
weekend's
for a
48
day.
hours long.
Mm.
I might have ruined a marriage with my charm, but I didn't ask God for this superpower. I feel lighter now that it's off my chest. What's off chest? All right. I see. Fur, like fur, but without the k. Fur. Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Saka like a boom boom. Fuck. Shut up, far. On my phone, not seeing all the comments. What do I need to do? You need to. I don't know, actually. I don't know why you're not seeing all the comments. I read them all out. You hear them all. I don't miss many. I miss them if they're boring, derivative, or the kind of half-witted nonsense that we have a cellar for a reason, do we not, Zanzi? Ever since you started living in the cellar, we've stopped using it to keep the idiots in. There's a restaurant named Farking. I love it. The tailor's called Touching Cloth, believe it or not. I just discovered that cheese on cereal is actually a thing. Oh, fucking no. I will try your godforsaken banana bacon, but after that, I'm not trying your cheesy cereal. That should be a t-shirt. Only my eyes will burn for this. Cheese. All this talk of cheese is making me hungry, damn it. Not before bedtime. I believe fa is pronounced like foul without the I. Without the L, sorry. Foul. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Foul. Foul. Oh, God, he's back. So what we do is we just...
What does the internet say?
Oh, the internet's given us a man who goes Aussie Ange, and he goes round, because his team's doing so well, he goes round looking for Arsenal chats. And when he finds them... Rosie, can you just... can you make him disappear forever, please? You are very sad. Yes, he is. Get it all off your chest, Aussie Ange. Wigan winning the FA Cup. Lone Star Londoner. Good show with you here. Nice to see you here. Aussie Ange is taking some time to think about his words. Oh, that's why I couldn't ban him. Manuel, thoughts on whom our next FA Cup opponent will be? I thought of Newcastle. Brilliant question. I'm a little bit disgusted with myself. I forgot to ask that. Zandy, have you given any thought to who you'd like to see come out of the draw tomorrow?
Hang on, let's have a look and see who was in it.
Well, the big ones, obviously, Man City. Yeah, actually, let's just get the draw up. I looked at this earlier. I know Sophie from Highbury Squad is talking about we should just prioritise and not prioritise this event. But I think if you get a big team in the next round like City, we're gonna have to.
Mansfield.
Who was it they knocked out?
Burnley.
And they did it at Burnley, didn't they?
And they're 1-0 down.
Scott Parker may not be the luckiest manager in the world.
No. But the killers from the third round, Macclesfield, they're playing Brentford tomorrow.
I'm sorry, I got a Malt Liquor Texas. American cheese is made from cheddar. The student was not off the mark. I know that you have cheese. Americans do not. Here's where I've used this to my benefit. If you take someone on a date in the States, you can order champagne from the wine list and they will bring you a sparkling wine. Of course, it's not made in the Champagne region, but they call it champagne, therefore it's champagne. They do not observe the appellation contrôlée or the, like in Europe, it's illegal to call something cheddar that isn't from a certain area. Just like you can't call something a Melton Mowbray pork pie if it's not made, right? So we have regulations of what you can call things. This is particularly true of things like Parmigiano Reggiano, where it's the same cows, it's the same grass they eat and everything, but because they're in a certain region, you can call it Parmesan, and the grounds next door will be Grana Padano. And it's very hard to tell the difference between those two cheeses, but one's got a name that costs a lot more and one hasn't. So when you say that American cheese is made from cheddar, it's not like they're importing a ton of actual cheddar cheese and making it. They're making something in the same way that we make cheddar, which would be like me making a brie and calling it a brie de Meaux, but it isn't. So I don't have a problem with people making food that's like cheddar, but they could just call it what it is, not cheddar. Bought roses for the girlfriend and the cat started chewing on them. It's a sign. Run for your life. You're in the vertical. That's why you can only see some comments. Maybe I need to be on the app. I'll take a quick look. I do read them all out. I do read them all out. Give me that. I had them. Well, not all of them. Obviously, if you want to read the comments from certain sort of, some of them have disappeared now. I had a meal deal with bacon, brie, cheese, and a sweet chili sauce. See, bacon brie with cranberry is delicious.
Yes. Oh.
It's absolutely perfect.
Yeah. Even just bacon and brie on its own.
Hang on. Are we ready for this? Arteta's biggest hater has come on, presumably to debate. No camera, obviously. I am hovering, though. So can we just establish some ground rules? No slagging anyone off, no personal comments, and nothing, no shouting, no ranting. Don't chew the furniture. Here he is. Hi, Arteta's biggest hater. You're live. What do you have to say?
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm all right. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Good. So, did you enjoy the game against Wigan?
Yeah, it was decent.
Good.
First half. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, the first half was definitely better. Why would you... What's your actual handle? What do you normally use?
My username?
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal
Yeah.
FC, not Arteta FC.
Oh, that's who you are. Oh, my goodness. I thought you sounded too old to be that guy. Well, you're Arteta's biggest hater on here. I'm interested in your backstory a little bit because your dad got you into being an Arsenal fan, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I mean, it's been hard. I mean,
Do you
It's
think
been
it's been
hard.
hard? What if he'd got you into being like, I don't know, Brighton or a Newcastle or an Aston Villa fan? Would that have been harder?
maybe, but I don't think he would have ever done that, to be honest.
Why not?
Just because they probably weren't very good.
So let me understand this correctly. There was no reason for him to support Arsenal. He just liked Arsenal, or
He
was
liked
he
the way we
supporting
played.
Arsenal?
He liked the way we played.
Which era was that?
He started supporting in like 2006, I think.
Okay, so kind of like the beginning of the end.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, there's an unfortunate bit of timing, isn't it? But it kind of speaks to the fact that I think so there's no other reason for you to support Arsenal. It's just that your dad suggested it, and
Well, yeah, I've always been an Arsenal fan since my whole life, pretty much. But,
okay. So do you mind me asking how old you are?
yeah, I'm 20.
So you're 20 years. Oh shit. Okay, so you've really never known us as a successful club.
Not really, no.
So you've started support. So I'm guessing we're talking. You started supporting around the same time as your dad. If you're 20, your dad started supporting your whole life ago. So when did you start watching football? How old were you?
I think like 2013. I think I remember.
So you've been supporting us through what? How many? That's 2 cups, like 2 or 3 FA Cups we've won, and nothing else.
4.
4. Okay. So why suddenly are we hating Arteta? Wouldn't you also say you hate Wenger as well?
I mean, yeah, I definitely wanted him to get sacked.
Okay, I'm gonna go through a series of questions, and you feel free to jump in and ask questions as well. Do you like the Cronkies?
More than I'd used to, probably.
It's pretty much. It's got to I've got to stick to binary answers. Do you either do or
No,
you
I
don't like? You don't like them. You've not. I take it, and this is not a judgment, but you've not been to the stadium.
No, I haven't been to the home stadium.
Okay, so you've not been to the stadium. You don't like the Cronkies. You can't like or dislike a stadium you haven't been to, so you can't know what the fans at the stadium are like. So, what do you think of other Arsenal fans? How do you feel about them?
I think some are kind of delusional a little bit.
Okay, and what do you mean by delusional?
They just like make excuses when we don't win anything.
Why do we need to make excuses if we haven't won anything?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, most teams don't win anything, do they?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, what Newcastle excuses have you heard?
But they're not as big as Arsenal.
In what way? They're backed by the largest country that invests in sport in the world. Their Saudi investment fund dwarfs. In fact, the Saudi investment fund could buy the Premier League 12 times over with the money that it has in its Saudi investment fund. So they're a big club, aren't they?
Not as big as Arsenal, and
What makes Arsenal a bigger club than Newcastle?
the amount of trophies we've won.
So, but that's before you were born.
Yeah, but that's still part of our history.
So it's our history that you love.
Well, that's just how you base off how big of a club is.
I don't know. I think it's a really arbitrary definition. I don't really give a shit how big.
But do you
our
think
club is.
Newcastle are bigger than Arsenal?
I think I don't think it's relevant, if I'm honest. But since I asked the question, it's fair for you to throw it back at me. My question to you would be, when you choose to support a team, I don't think anyone ever goes, well, I can't support a team unless they're the biggest club. If you were picking big clubs to support, you would have picked Man United. You and your dad would have picked Man United, wouldn't you? They're a bigger club than us, aren't they?
Yeah, my dad didn't pick Arsenal because of how big they were. He just liked the way we.
No one picks the club that they support because of how big they are. That's my point. My manager at work is a Hull City fan. I married into a Brighton family. They're all Brighton fans, Brighton Hove Albion fans. I'm an Arsenal fan because I'm from Arsenal. That's why I'm an Arsenal fan. Everybody has their own reasons for supporting a club, but I tell you what, you never find anyone stupid enough to go through and go, who's the biggest club? I'll pick what, because if I'd have done that, it would have been Liverpool. I'd have picked Liverpool. They were the biggest club in the 80s. There wasn't even a competition. We were nothing compared to them. But so your point, I'm only raising this point because you made the point about excuses. You said we have to have excuses for not winning things, but Newcastle don't because we're a bigger club in your opinion. And when it comes
to,
sorry, say again.
The amount that we've also spent and the amount of time Arteta has been at the club.
We haven't spent the most money though, have we?
With the same manager, yeah, we have.
No, we haven't.
Who's spent more, other than
Manchester
Pep?
City, Chelsea, Manchester United.
With the same manager, Chelsea has spent over $1 billion.
Well, Chelsea haven't had the same manager.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. That Arteta's been
so just so I can be absolutely certain I know what you're saying. You're saying that the metric that we're measuring by is success of the same manager. So if we'd sacked Arteta and been equally unsuccessful as all the other clubs that sacked lots of people, Manchester United have had a lot of managers, Tottenham have had a lot of managers. So if we'd done that, it would be okay that we'd spent as much money as the four clubs above us. I don't really understand what you're saying. Is it the money or is it the player at the same club for a long period of time?
Well, just those other clubs haven't kept the same manager for that long without winning anything.
So isn't that a bigger waste of money? Isn't that one of Man United's problems, that they keep giving managers money, the manager spends the money and then they sack the manager and have to bring someone else in who doesn't like what the money got spent on, and then they give him money and then he spends money and they don't like. Aren't we in a better position? Also, because I don't think we're going to get anywhere with this line of questioning unless you particularly want to advance with it. But I would say this also, when I hear people saying we've spent a lot of money, it's usually quite interesting to me because I think, where did we waste it? Who do you think's been our biggest waste of money?
Havertz.
So you think Kai Havertz is the biggest waste of money we've got?
It's up there. Yeah, it's up there, yeah.
He's not in the top 30 most expensive players in the Premier League, though, is he?
No, I just mean for us.
I mean, he costs the same as Mason Mount. Would you say that Mason Mount was a better signing than Kai Havertz?
No, I don't think he's been very good either.
Cost about the same as Voltemade. Would you say Voltemade is definitely a better player than Kai Havertz?
I'd say he's a better player than Havertz, yeah.
Based on what then?
Just watching them play.
So just entirely your opinion.
I mean, yeah.
Could you conceive that you might be wrong?
Sure.
That you when you watch Kai Havertz, you might see a really terrible footballer, but other people might see a really good footballer.
Sure, yeah.
And that we didn't spend like 100 million on him. Therefore, we probably, even if he was our biggest waste of money, what do you think? You don't think we could sell him if he was fully fit next season? You don't think we could sell him for 40, 50 million?
Well, also his injuries. I don't think people would want to buy a guy that's not going to really stay fit.
I don't know. People do buy players who are unfit, but I'm also, as I said, if he was fit, I'm not pretending that if he was unfit that we would get that kind of money from. But are there any other players of ours that you think? Because we've spent nearly $1 billion. We spent 950 million in rebuilding a squad entirely, and a squad that Arteta inherited has now been rebuilt into a squad which lots of people, and again, it's just opinions, lots of people feel like it's a really good squad. It currently sitting on top of the Champions League. So we've beaten Atletico Madrid, we've beaten Real Madrid, we've beaten Bayern München, we've beaten Inter Milan at their place. We won all 8 games now, and we've done pretty well getting to the quarterfinals or semi-finals with a team that's got to be fairly good, hasn't it, to go to that kind of length in Champions League. It's been second in the Premier League for 3 seasons, hopefully not 4. But you'd have to say second, whilst not good enough, is obviously not shit, is it? So where's the money been wasted?
Just in the fact that we've spent over $1 billion. We haven't won anything.
So Chelsea have won the Conference League and they've won the World Club Cup. So their money's not wasted. If we'd won those 2, would you be happy?
I'd be happier than not winning anything.
So it always comes down to winning. So if we won, so would you be in favour, just throwing this out there, would you be in favour of us throwing away the league a little bit, finishing 5th, 6th, it looks like we'd have to play in the Europa League? We could do that from here. It would be hard, but we lose all our games from here. I think we finish 6th. And then next year guaranteed to win the Europa League. Would that make you happier than coming like in the final of the Champions League?
So not winning the Premier League, you're saying?
Well, not if we finish 6th. No, they don't give you a.
Yeah.
I'm saying like we're not going to win the Premier League.
Yeah.
So, but I'm trying to understand. Like, is there any hierarchy of trophies for you? Like, if this season, if he wins the League Cup, are you happy? Can you just stop hating him so much? Do you think hate's the right word as well? You've never met him. You don't know him. Do you think it's a bit... Do you feel like... Did your dad hate any managers or players?
No, he's usually very positive. He doesn't usually...
So who are your role models who hate? And also, I'm just interested because you said you were 20. I didn't mishear that, did I?
No, you didn't.
So you're 20 years old, but you hate Arteta.
Sure, yeah, you could say that.
See, the thing I think has changed since I was 20 years old. You used to reserve hate for people who hurt you or who you knew or who you could see or you... Hate was a very personal thing. You could be frustrated and angry, but then if you start giving in to hate, because it's a bit of a fixation with you, isn't it? I mean, you've got your own channel. It's called Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC, which... The kindest thing I can say about that is it's an entirely derivative statement, isn't it? It's like the thing you heard someone else say several hundred times and you thought, that's me, that's my identity. And then you give up a lot of your time instead of enjoying football, which I presume you would do if you just made yourself a Real Madrid fan or if you just chose. But you could do that now, couldn't you? There's no emotional tie between you and Arsenal. You could just change your mind now. You picked the wrong side. You're fixated on silverware. You shouldn't be an Arsenal fan. We could. Let's imagine a world where we Arsenal fans who built the club with our support, myself and Zanzi, and going back, people who were around long before you decided that you were an Arsenal fan and sort of arbitrarily picked it or your dad did. If we were allowed to choose who gets to be an Arsenal fan or not, I don't think you'd pass the audition. So it feels a little bit like you're putting a lot of your energy into hating something you're not really a part of anyway. You could just be you'd be a Real Madrid fan and you'd be happy, wouldn't you? Because you just care about silverware. You don't care about the fans. You don't care about the community. You don't care about anything, really, that you haven't seen through the lens of, let's say, one of these YouTube channels where they've popularized the idea that a grown man should give up this much of his emotional sanity to hating something that's really got nothing to do with him. Arsenal FC did not pick you. Your dad picked them. And I don't know if we'd want to... If I embodied, and I'm not saying I do, but if I embodied Arsenal Football Club, I'm not sure I'd choose you as a fan. Why would I choose you as a fan? I've not yet, in all the times that you've come into this pub, and I've read out your comments, I've let you say whatever you want, never barred you, never banned you. In all this time, I've never heard you say anything positive. And so it kind of behooves me to be the first person to ask you in audio on, what are you doing? Go and do something else. Do you like any other sports?
Just not to the same level now.
But you're not enjoying football. So what do you mean not to the same level?
No, I do enjoy it.
What do you enjoy about it?
I've just always loved it. Used to play, like, it's always been my sport.
Yeah, but what do you enjoy about it?
It's enjoyable to watch.
But yeah, Real Madrid's enjoyable to watch, right?
Not right now, no.
Okay. I mean, I think if your standards are too high for Real Madrid, then I'm gonna.
No, I'm just saying the way they play. I'm not like I just.
Okay, but you know it's a difficult sport. You've played it, right? You've played the game. You know it's not an easy game. You know there's two teams that are trying to win in any given competition, unless you're playing Tottenham. It's a tough game, man. It's a tough game to play, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tough.
It's fought tooth and nail in an arena in front of booing and braying fans. It's played by people who cared and have tried to play this game to the highest standard their whole life. Bukayo Saka was 8 years old when he joined Arsenal. Since the age of 8, he has given up going out drinking, smoking, partying, girlfriends, anything but football. But he's not quite good enough, is he?
Well, what does it have to do with, like?
I'm saying you don't like anything about football, and you spend far too much of your time talking about. See, sometimes you meet people, and all they want to talk about is the things they're passionate about. They want to talk about, they have one hobby or their one thing, or maybe their partner or their children, and all they do is talk about the love and passion they have in life for this one thing, and they're quite boring. But they're nowhere near as boring as the people you meet who only want to talk about the thing they hate. In the short time I've been speaking to you, I've managed to find out from you that you do love football, that you enjoy watching it. But I would never have known that from all of your comments, because all you ever talk about is in this narrow window that you have before we win a trophy to get out all of the bile and rhetoric that you've heard other people use about a manager that you don't really know very much about, that has become the object of your hate and has become so consuming that you find that mostly all you want to do is start a YouTube channel saying how much you hate Arteta, which is derivative because it's been done before, and it's become you and your identity. So to me, your identity is just somebody who talks about the things they hate. And this is a pub, it's a community. Any number of us could come in and do that every day. In fact, I would venture to say that if I'd come in here day one and gone, here's what I really hate, and just talked about that for the last 3 years, we wouldn't be having this conversation. No one would be bothered. And you're still young. You can still form an opinion. You can go, do you know what, right now I'm not happy with the roller coaster. I'm not happy with the last 3 or 4 years of what we've been through as a fan base. But you don't have to just fixate on how much you hate something. You can talk about solutions. You can talk about what you would do about it. You can also bear in mind that you might feel very strongly that you know how to fix Arsenal, but you could accept that you might be wrong, right?
Sure.
So do you need to talk so much about stuff you hate? You've come on here now and your moniker is Arteta's biggest hater. And I don't even think you are. I think on one level, that's the most deluded thing about you, is that you're probably not as important in the whole. I can definitely think of people who hate Arteta more than you. Lee Gunner didn't get an autograph off him once when he was loitering around. I don't know what a grown man is doing, hanging around waiting for autographs off players anyway, but because he didn't get an autograph, he's never liked him since, right? He's never liked him since.
That's not true.
Well, it is true. I've got every reason to believe it's true because he said it. So I'm not here to say Lee Gunner's a liar. If you want to say that, please don't use this platform to be libelous. I've heard him say it, so I'm quoting him, and I could pick up the clip if you want me to. But because of that, he's never liked Mikel Arteta, and frankly, I don't need him to. Every single thing that Mikel Arteta has done has been talked about like it's rubbish. And all I'm saying is there are quite a number of teams at this point who would quite like to have a really shit manager who gets them top of the Champions League, top of the Premier League, into the final of the League Cup and through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. We've lost 3 games out of 41 games this season. But it's not enough for you, somebody whose dad arbitrarily picked Arsenal and who has decided that actually instead of living a full and happy life, you're going to spend most of your time online, all hours of the day and night, not just in here, elsewhere, talking about one thing incessantly. And then also, and I credit you for doing this, but earlier admitting you don't really know that much about it anyway. So it's not as if some horrible wrong has been visited on you, that some member of your family was the victim of somebody who you now have dedicated your life to. Mikel Arteta is just a manager of a football club. At the end of the season, he either wins something or he's gone. What will your identity be when he's gone? Isn't it kind of tragic that your entire identity is wrapped up in a person who doesn't even know you exist?
That's not my identity, though.
It's all anyone knows. You've come on here. You've put, like, I put Dan, landlord. Zanzi put Zanzi. Everyone else has got their name. You're Arteta's biggest hater. That's all that anyone knows about you. Your channel with the private Epstein-type videos that garnered a 27,500. I think you dropped a couple of subs. All they know is that you're Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC. There's no more substance to you than that. You are as monodimensional as it's possible to be as a human being. You may, as far as I know, because I can't see anyone, you're just if you could just be a pretty average bot, as far as I know. But the difference between you and, let's say, ChatGPT is ChatGPT is far more convincingly human. It doesn't just say the same thing over and over again. Because if you do just say the same thing over and over again, at what point do you at least establish, look, you've been coming in here, I've never barred you. You've been coming in here and saying the same thing. Why? Are you hoping that just the sheer force of repetition will have me change my mind? Or do you concede that in order to win a debate, you're going to need to say something which is... You need to say something which is intelligent. What is your argument? I've spoken enough and asked you enough questions. I'm sure you have questions. And if you don't, maybe that should be your big question. Why don't I have more questions? Why am I so certain about life at 20 years old? But if you do have questions, let me just open the floor to you.
Why did you not want Arteta sacked after last season?
Because I felt like it was too soon. I felt like last season was pretty bad. It was a first regressive step. But for me, it looked like during the transfer window, players wanted to come and play for him. I've always said this, by the way. I've always said that in football management, you lose your job when one of or all three of these conditions are met. If the board want you gone, it doesn't matter how popular you are with the players or the fans. If the players want you gone, they stop playing for you, and then it doesn't matter what else happens. Eventually, the results get you sacked. And if the fans want you gone, they do what they did with Unai Emery and they stop showing up. Now, clearly, the fans haven't stopped showing up for Mikel Arteta. The match-going fans at a record, right? The board clearly don't want to sack him, and the players have not shown me that they're downing tools. There are games which I find deeply frustrating, and there are mistakes I think Mikel Arteta makes. But I also don't know if the replacements that people suggest are necessarily better. So I found myself in a position at the end of last season, the beginning of this season, thinking, right, one more year. One more year seems fair. I haven't changed my view. He's got one more year. If at the end of this season he doesn't win anything, then as much as I rated the journey, I think it's time to get a finisher in. But I don't hate him for that. I don't have to hate him for that. Why would I hate him for that? So because I don't hate him, because I think he's a man trying his best to do a very, very difficult job, and that he might not be cut out for it, but that doesn't mean I have to hate the guy. I mean, I don't know what you do for a living, but are you the best in the world at it?
No.
Oh, do I have to hate you then?
No, you don't have to.
No, and I choose not to. In fact, I've spent a lot of my life moving away from hate altogether because I can't see what good it does anyone. I don't know how the world is a better place because all you talk about is the fact you hate Mikel Arteta. And like I said, he doesn't even know you exist. It's kind of tragic. In the great story of John Lennon's life, you know what is nothing more than a blight is Mark Chapman. But you're effectively, the equivalency is that, whilst I'm not suggesting you would ever kill Mikel Arteta, you keep talking about hate, and what's the natural conclusion of hate? Wishing him harm.
Well, I could tell, like, just by the way he is, like, he's kind of
You can't tell shit from the way he is, just like I can't tell anything about the way you are. right? Let's be grown-ups for a minute. You know him as a media personality. I'm a massive Bob Dylan fan. I don't think I know Bob Dylan because I've listened to him in interviews or because I've listened to his music or I've read his book. You think you know someone you don't know. You know the people around you. You spend your time loving people around you and building a life for yourself. It won't upset Mikel Arteta one minuscule amount to know that you hate him. If I had him on speed dial now and said, hey, listen, I don't know if you know this, but what's your real name, by the way? Because you're obviously not called Arteta's biggest hater. What's your actual name?
Austin.
Austin. Nice name. Austin, I'm going to phone Arteta up and tell him, do you know Austin hates you? And what's he going to say?
I don't know. What is he going to say?
Well, you do know. You know exactly what he's going to say. Who the fuck is Austin? I'm going to go, I don't know who the fuck Austin is, but I do know this. Austin's entirely defined by his hatred of you. And I think Mikel Arteta would have enough if he was a normal, average human being, and I don't know him, but a normal, average human being go, that's a shame for Austin. I get like 12 million quid a year to do a job I love at a club I adore, and
He's
I get a chance.
15.6 million.
I don't give a shit. Say 100 million. It doesn't matter to me. Let's be honest. Most of us could live off 12 or 15 million, no? Do you earn more than that?
It's crazy that he makes that much considering he's not
crazy,
money.
but you know what? Like, do you know how much... Do you know what Stan Kroenke has recently become the largest landowner in America? America, as you well know, better than I do, is not a small place. He's quite well off. He's married to one of the heirs to the Walmart fortune. Stan Kroenke could pay him $1 billion and not give a shit. So I'm not going to get involved in what one billionaire decides to pay somebody who works for him, and I don't think you should either. I don't care what Kai Havertz earns. I don't care what Bukayo Saka earns. It's not my money. If it was my money, Mikel Arteta wouldn't be earning 15 million a year. But let's park that to one side, because you don't hate him because he's wealthier than you, because there are a lot of people you'd hate more. You'd hate all the players who are all wealthier than Arteta. So it's not the amount he earns, is it?
No, it's not that. It's the fact that he doesn't win anything.
Okay. So do you hate everybody who doesn't win things?
That's not the reason I don't hate him. That's not the reason I hate him.
You actually hate him. We're establishing that as a fact. You're not just a misguided, youthful, slightly hot-headed when it comes to... I don't think you've given this enough thought. There are other people in your life you hate.
Sure, I guess.
Does it do you any good?
I don't know, to be honest.
Well, why not let it go? What if you just woke up one day and went, I'm going to spend my life not hating people? Because the world's got plenty of hate in it right now, hasn't it? There are people who could hate you for so many different reasons. People can hate us for the colour of our skin. They can hate us for the gender we have or don't have. They can hate us for our age. They can hate us for our size. They can hate us for our opinions. They can hate us for anything. Why? What we're trying to do here, and I welcome you to be a part of it, I'd love you to be part of it. When people say to me, why don't you just kick these people out or ban them? I say, because I believe in people. I believe that we all go through phases, but hate doesn't get you there. Hate is not going to help you. Hate is not going to make your life more livable. Hate isn't going to make us win the title, by the way. And did you know, just to put this out there, that Carling Opta, who process the statistics for the Premier League, they're the official statistical analysis tool of the Premier League, have given Arsenal an 89% chance of winning the title based on 10,000 simulations they run. Now, that doesn't mean anything. I'm not saying that definitely means we're going to win, but it does mean that an independent statistical analysis has valued Arsenal's probability of winning the title at approximately 9 out of 10 times. If this season is run 10 times, we'll win 9 of them. So don't you think this is a weird time to be getting on the Arteta hate thing? Feels a little bit. Do you understand what I say when I say it feels a little bit like you're getting your last chance to hate Arteta in before he wins the Premier League? Because if he wins the Premier League, will you not hate him anymore?
Well, just the way he acts, the way he lies. And
so even if Arteta wins the Premier League, you're still going to hate him?
Like the way he is as a person is not the same.
I'm not trying to be horrible, but if I phrase it as a yes or no question, it's deliberate. So I haven't asked you an open-ended question. I've asked you a closed question. In the event that Mikel Arteta wins the Premier League, will you still hate him?
No.
So you're going to not hate him if he wins the Premier League? Well, how long... Can you just not have an opinion for 3 months then? And then here's the deal. If he doesn't win the Premier League, you can hate the shit out of him for all I care. But what's the point in talking about it now? He can't win the Premier League today, can he?
But like that's the thing. Like 6 years of winning nothing, right?
I lived through Terry Neal. Terry Neal had 6 years of winning nothing. Alec Ferguson had 6 years of winning nothing. What's your point?
When did he have 6 years of winning
But
nothing?
just who? Alex Ferguson, his first 6 years.
He won trophies before
No,
that.
no, he didn't. No, he didn't. He won the Premier League on the 7th year, and he won a trophy on the 6th year.
He also won trophies in Scotland, though.
Oh, right. Okay. So if this is
Arteta's
getting
not won anything.
a bit silly now, though, isn't it? I'm saying that you hate him because he's gone 6 years without winning a trophy. If I took over at Newcastle tomorrow and I was the world's greatest manager, how long would you give me to win a trophy or like a meaningful trophy? Because Arteta has, in fact, won the FA Cup. Just like, I hate to be the obvious, but he has actually won. Yeah. So it's not like he's won nothing, but you're frustrated he hasn't won something more substantial. You hate, in fact, you hate him. You hate him because despite it not costing you anything, and you chose to be an Arsenal fan, no one forced you to be an Arsenal fan, not even your dad, it doesn't sound like. In fact, I don't think your dad would have been that upset with you if you'd said, fuck that, I'm going to be a City fan. You'd be happy now, wouldn't you? You wouldn't hate anyone. Your life would be better, would it not?
Sure, yes.
So in a way, what I'm saying to you is that because you've decided to support Arsenal, and that wasn't a decision anyone forced on you, it was a decision you made, your life's been worse because we haven't won something, and it's driven you to hating people. I would take a radical rethink. I'm not saying like join a monastery or something. I'm saying have a little bit of a think about it, because what seems to be happening psychologically is you're transplanting feelings of inadequacy or inferiority and finding a way to blame someone else for them. And honestly, that won't work forever. So what will you hate when Mikel Arteta wins the quadruple? You won't have anyone to hate, but you'll find someone, because you still won't be happy. Because happiness isn't about what Arsenal win. It's about when you decide you want to be happy. Happy people aren't happy because they've got all the things you think would make you happy. Rich people aren't happy because they're rich. Attractive people aren't happy because they're attractive. Are you, Zanzi?
Sorry. No, I'm not. What?
Happy.
Oh,
Whatever you think about choosing to spend so much of your life hating a person who doesn't even know you exist, the very kindest thing I can say about it is, it's one of the reasons I wish we didn't have the internet. Because on the one hand, I've met so many brilliant people in this chat, some people I consider to be close friends now. It's been a community, it's been full of love. None of it came because I hate. I don't have any friends because we both hate the same thing in common. It's just not a normal way to go about your life. If I was sitting here telling you I hate a person I've never met because they haven't achieved something. You know how many people have ever won a Premier League? Do you know how many managers, the number of managers who've ever won a Premier League?
Not many, sure.
Well, how many? Do you know how many? Or are you just...
No.
Since the Premier League started, 12 men have won the Premier League. So you're hating Arteta because he's not number 13. And that's a short list, isn't it?
No, but he's not won a trophy in like over 20 attempts.
Right. Have you won a trophy?
I'm not a manager of Arsenal.
What are you? At the moment, all I know you as is a person who, from the distance, with no skin in the game whatsoever, no accountability, can never be wrong about anything. You've just decided to hate someone who's so much more successful than you. It's a little bit absurd. But you've decided to hate somebody who doesn't know you exist and who's hugely more successful than you'll ever be for not doing a thing that you couldn't even remotely do. So I'm saying to you, not that I'm a trained psychologist, but I would point you in the direction of one. I would just say, maybe it's you hate. Maybe you hate your own inferiority and you've just given it vent by picking a random person to hate. And that makes you feel better. But it won't for long. The problem is it doesn't resolve anything. Mikel Arteta either gets sacked at the end of the season and then will you hate him? Maybe, but you won't think of him. Your channel won't still be called... It would be ridiculous if your channel was still called Arteta FC, not Arsenal FC. Your entire identity as I know it would have to change, because you'd come in here saying Arteta's biggest hater and I go, who cares? I already feel that way. I already feel like, who cares what you hate? I don't care what you hate because I don't know why I would care. If you achieved something, if you did something I thought was remarkable, if you wrote a great book or if you won a trophy, then I'd go, I care what he thinks because he's successful. But being a really unsuccessful non-entity that hates someone you'll never meet because they didn't quite achieve a thing you could never dream of doing, doesn't that slightly speak to the fact that you might be dealing with some inferiority complex here?
It's not really personal. It's just he's not good enough for the club.
In your opinion?
Well, the past 6 years is...
No, but in your opinion, he's not good enough for the club.
Sure.
Yeah, but who asked you your opinion?
Am I not allowed to give my opinion?
Of course you're allowed to give it. I can't stop you giving it. I've tried. What I'm saying is I never asked you for it. You came in here because we created a community which is welcoming, and you've not stopped giving your opinion, but I've never once asked you for it. Does it occur to you that everyone's got an opinion? Opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one, and they're usually full of shit. It doesn't mean anything to say I have an opinion. Now, if you said, hey, listen, Dan, I have an opinion because I did my coaching badges, and I actually took a Premier League team to the title, that opinion, I would go, wow, that's an important opinion. If you said, and I hate Arteta, I'd say that's surprising because you'd be focused on your own success, your own life. And people who are doing that don't usually hate on other people. But you didn't say any of those things. You just said, my dad picked us a football team, and for all my life I've supported them, but in a way that's not really fulfilling, satisfying or enjoyable. And I just hate this one person. And that can't be healthy, can it?
It's not personal. It's just he's not good enough.
In your opinion?
Well, he's won nothing. He shouldn't be.
Okay, so he's won. Like, you know, you can't evade a question by stating the bleeding obvious. First of all, he has won the FA Cup. Second of all, he can't win the Premier League in February. So let's assume that he hasn't won it. But Carling Opta, as I've already pointed out to you, are saying that he's 90% likely to win it. And that's not an opinion. That's just running simulations. You can still say, in your opinion, you don't think we're going to win it. And we'll see if you're right or wrong in 3 months' time. But to say that you hate him because he hasn't won anything when he's top of the table and might well win the Premier League, and then say, well, if he wins the Premier League, I won't hate him. It's your entire identity. You haven't revealed anything of your identity at all that isn't going to fall away completely if he wins the Premier League. I think you'll be better off, instead of spending so much of your time hating somebody who doesn't know you exist, do something else. Wouldn't that be better for you?
It's not my identity. It's just I come on YouTube and speak the truth.
You're like, it's like your superhero identity. In everyday life, I don't know what you do, but you probably lead a quite normal, everyday, unnoticed by the general population. Probably pay your taxes. You have a job, I take it.
No, I don't have a job.
Okay. Well, you know, not everyone has a job, but do you think that you might be spending too much of your time hating Arteta and not quite enough building something for you to love about yourself? I mean, what's the thing you're most proud of? Let me put it to you like that.
I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Well, I think let's work on that together. Let's get you to a place where you can answer that question and you don't have to think about Mikel Arteta.
Why do you care so much about
I
me?
don't. You're like one of very many people. I'm not here to fix your life, and I couldn't if I tried, right? You have to take some responsibility for it. I'm just here saying what is stating the obvious. You come in here giving me your opinions, and now you're up here, and I'm giving you my opinion. My opinion is it's not so important who you hate if who you hate is actually yourself. You have to give yourself something to be proud of. You can't just sit around every day of your life complaining about Arteta. You're not building anything. You're not creating anything. Your opinion has value to you, but it won't ever have any value to anyone else until you can demonstrate that you've achieved something that someone else would be covetous of or impressed by. See, anybody, like there's a phrase I really like, Stephen Fry, who you may not know, but he's a sort of English legend. He's a much loved English wit and raconteur, and very clearly said, look, critics, hates them because you get to heaven and God says, I gave you eyes, I gave you a brain, I gave you the ability to build things and know things, and all you spent your life doing was telling people what was wrong with them. That's not a journey you should be on. But that's the only journey I know you for. I don't know any of the great things you've done or the great loves you're capable of. All I know is you hate Arteta, but if he wins the Premier League in May, you'll love him, which makes you kind of like.
No, I'm not saying I love him, and I don't really hate him.
What is a term? You're young. Was it NPC? Do you know what that means?
Yeah, I do.
Aren't you just that?
No, I'm just a truth teller in a world of lies.
Yeah, but you tell your truth. You tell your truth from your opinion of not very much experience and not having seen much of the world and not knowing much, never having built anything, never having done anything you're proud of. And your opinion is there are 9 billion people in the world. Isn't everybody's opinion equally valid as yours? Now, let me put it to you another way. If you needed a brain operation, and I'm not saying I think you do, I might be implying it, ironically, but I'm not saying I think you do. But if you needed neurosurgery, I might have an opinion on what you should do. I might say, what you want to do, stick a cotton bud in your ear and wiggle it enough. Now, that's my opinion. Am I not allowed to speak my truth? You go, well, Dan, I don't respect or appreciate your opinion because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I go, ha. But aren't I speaking my truth? The truth is that you don't know the truth. The truth is you've just decided that what you heard a lot of other people say, because they said it with so much confidence, must be true. Now, I'm here to debate you. I'm not trying to fix you. And I'll be honest with you, because it seems like you're being honest with me, even if you are a little confused, is that if you never came back here, if you never post in the chat again, if I never see your little cartoonishly silly Mikel Arteta as a clown, which you lifted off somebody else, if I never see your account again, never hear from you again, it won't mark a sad chapter in my life. I won't be on my deathbed going, whatever happened to Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC? No, I don't care, because I'm not that fussed about 8 billion people. But what I am saying to you is, you keep coming in here, you keep telling me the same things I've heard other people say and wasn't interested when they said them, things I've heard people say who go to the ground a lot, who go to the games a lot, who were born in the area. I've heard people I respect saying the same things as you have. I don't disrespect them because I disagree with them, but all I see from you is the same tired old stuff, and I think it would be better for you if you took a time out and went and thought, well, how can I improve me, instead of how can I tell everyone what I hate? Because I don't think anyone cares as much about your opinion as you're hoping they will by foisting it on every live stream you go onto. Your opinion, you're entitled to it, but if you were smart, and I'm not saying you're not, I just don't think you are, and that's my opinion. But if you were smart, you'd realise no one needs my opinion. No one cares what my opinion is. No one cares my opinion. I opened a YouTube channel. It doesn't mean people care what my opinion is. On Sunday next week, I'm going to eat banana and bacon on pizza, and I'm going to either love it or hate it. No one's going to care. If I tell Rosie, oh, it's the most delicious thing I've ever eaten, she's still not going to eat it. Because your opinion's fine. It's not worth anything. If that's all you've got is opinions, you need to do a bit better. I can't read that. Do you want to just... Scrumpy. No scrumpy. Whereabouts in the States are you anyway?
Georgia.
Listen, Georgia, I've always wanted to go to the South. I've never been to the South. You've got so much going on there. What gives you joy?
Making money, working out, I don't know, watching soccer, I don't know, hanging out with friends.
When you hang out with friends, do they get a bit bored of you going on about Mikel Arteta?
I don't really talk with them that much about Arteta.
Well, why do you come in here and talk about it then? Can't you just treat us like we're friends and just leave me the fuck alone with your Arteta? Your Arteta opinion is just so derivative. It's not even funny. If you said something original every couple of times you come in here, not every time, I'm not trying to force you to be original, but if you just got involved and had a chat with people, do you know how many amazing people there are in this chat? You're just so convinced that we will change our minds if you repeat the same mantra that Lee Gunner or God knows who says over and over again. I mean, let's not lie to each other. I don't feel like you've been disingenuous at all. I think you've been delightfully honest with me so far. So please don't start now. How many times a week do you go on Lee Gunner's platforms?
I don't know the exact amount. A decent amount.
Yeah. Maybe take a break. Maybe just take a little. Let's see what happens if you took a time out. If you went, do you know what? For this week, I'm not. I do this because I've had to do coaching with people, and when you meet people who talk about hate and things they don't like, you'll always meet people who go, "Oh, you know what I don't like," and I go, "No, I don't, and I don't care." No one cares what you don't like. Tell them what you do like. Love is passionate. Love is energy. Don't get me wrong. Anger is an energy too. I'm a massive punk fan, and I'm a massive John Lydon fan, and I love the energy of just being so angry about something. You create art. But you're not creating art. You're creating repetitive memes. You're creating repetition. You're just saying the same thing over and over again. Did you think, is there ever been a time where you thought, you know, if I write the same thing in the chat of the Adams Arms like 500 times, Dan will go, he's right. Arteta is evil. I hate art. Did you think that was going to happen?
Just opening up people's minds.
How? By repeating stuff we avoided elsewhere. Have you opened anyone's mind up so far?
Yeah.
Oh, you have? Well, spend more time with them. Leave me alone, because all you've done is bore me. I am entirely libertarian. I believe purely in freedom of speech. I have real problems having to defend people who say absurd and stupid things, because I believe that everyone should be allowed to say absurd and stupid things. So I allow you to say the same boring shit you do in here, because you don't violate the rule, which is don't be horrible to anyone. You don't do that. If you did, I'd have banned you, but you haven't, so I don't. But that doesn't mean I want to hear it. And I certainly don't think you've changed anyone's mind, although I'm prepared. Anyone in the chat who's had their mind changed by reading the same sentence over and over again, go for it. You let me know and maybe we continue it. But I think rather than trying to open other people's minds, and this may sound kind of cruel, Austin, I'm really not trying to, but instead of spending all your life trying to open up people's minds, maybe open your own mind. Because when someone says, what do you like? I don't know, making money, working out, hanging out with friends. That's it. Who knows how long you get traveling through this journey, and that doesn't feel like enough. And when you say making money, I thought, like we'd already established, you weren't working, but you have your own business. Is that how you make money?
I do drop shipping.
What, in 2026?
Yeah.
People still buy stuff from China and are happy to wait 3 weeks for it to arrive?
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of Amazon Prime, man? Like, I'm on Prime. If it's 2 days, I don't fucking buy. Like, I wouldn't. Drop shipping? Like, what's your biggest selling product?
Clothing brand.
You sell clothing to people, mostly in the United States, that comes from China, and they don't mind waiting 3 or 4 weeks to get it.
It doesn't always take 3 or 4 weeks.
Would you fly it or do you ship it?
You ship it, you don't get the physical.
So you're not shipping it on a speedboat, are you? Like, you're shipping it in a... Come on, man. Like, fucking drop shipping. Drop me out. It's like, seriously. Let's have a great idea. Let's pursue a dream. Let's become the better version of ourselves day by day. Let's not get... Do you know what? There are lots of things that if I spent long enough thinking about, I could really hate. You know, if it's a politician or it could be, I don't know, a TV personality, I could spend my life hating them. It doesn't help me, makes no difference. Can we just agree to disagree on the whole Arteta thing? And I'm just saying, look, if you're going to come into the Adams Arms, come in, make a point. In fact, I'm going to open the floor up to you now because I don't want you to feel like I just sort of railroaded you. I'm here to hear. Tell me some reason why I should adopt your policy. Like, I don't have time, if I'm brutally honest, because I got a job I love, I got a family I love, I got creative projects that I take a lot of time over, which I love. I don't have the hours in the day to hate anything, so I don't think you're going to ever talk me into it, but have a go.
On what exactly? Sorry. What are you?
You'd like me to hate Arteta, wouldn't you? You'd like to open my mind, and I could join you in the Shangri-La of hate. I could be like, my life was... You could be like the Andrew Tate of hate. I could be like, I was happy, but I didn't realise how happy hating Arteta would make me until Austin showed me the way. And now I have given... Oh, fuck, he's won the Premier League. Damn it. Now I will look for another person to hate. My life is only complete by hate. All of the great stories, all of the great... narrative arcs are always about the hero thrust into an adventure to hate something. You're wrong, aren't you, really? If you think about it, you are living wrong. But since you came on here to debate, and I feel like I've totally monopolised the debate, I'm happy to have a debate. What did you want to debate?
About Arteta, about Arsenal, about.
Okay, well, I've been watching Arsenal since even before you were born, since 1983. And I lived through the Terry Neal era. I was 16 before I saw us win a league. I lived through the George Graham era. I lived through the entire Arsene Wenger era as a person who went to every game. I watched us go invincible. I saw every home game. I'm not sure how much credence I put on your opinion. Can you give me a reason why I would care what you think? Should we just, instead of making it about your opinion and my opinion, which, let's say, for sake of argument, they're equally valid, that would be ridiculous. I can reason mine. But let's just say, let's take it away from opinion. Let's just say, can you make an argument that's strong for me not having my current position about Arteta, which is, hey, he's all right. I don't really care. He wins a trophy, I'll like him. If he doesn't win a trophy, he's getting sacked, right? So that's my current position. Do you need me to change that position?
I'm not saying you have to change your position, though.
We're debating. I thought you came up here to debate. So far, I could have a better debate in a foreign language that I don't speak than this.
Okay, I mean, you've been.
Do you speak any other languages? Maybe try it in a different language.
No, it's just you've been speaking over the whole time, so I'm not.
So now I'm saying go for it. Your turn. I'm here to listen.
Okay, so when were you ever Arteta out?
When he was first hired.
Why did you become Arteta in?
I'm not Arteta in. I don't live my life in that. I don't wake up and think I'm Arteta in or out. That's not how I define my life, by the way. If someone stopped me in the street and said, what are you? I wouldn't go, I'm Arteta out or Arteta in. I go, I'm a number of different things, you know. But I'm not Arteta. What would an Arteta in be anyway? Like, what you think if Arteta doesn't win any silverware this season, I'd still want him to be in the job? Is that what you think?
I'm not saying you would, but there's a lot of other people that
I don't worry about what other people think. You didn't ask me what other people think. You asked me what I think. I'm here to tell you I'm not Arteta in or out. And so why should I suddenly become one or the other? What about you is so inferior to me that you are going to define yourself in this very dull metric of I don't think Arteta should have a job at Arsenal? That seems dull. I'm not interested.
That's fine. I mean,
good.
But what I'm going to say is he's won nothing for 6 years, right?
Oh my God.
He came in.
Fuck,
right?
is that true? No way. Shit. Well, in that case, I still don't care. In that case, give him to the end of the season because we're top of the league. We're in the League Cup final. I think there's some probability that we're going to win something. And then your point is you have to reset your silly argument and we can have this conversation in June and you'd be like, all he's won is the double. And I'll be like, that's fine. That's enough. What's your point beyond that? And do you see why it's frustrating when people who've basically... I've got socks of older than you. I don't need you to tell me we haven't won anything since the FA Cup. I watch the games, right? I've got a fucking Arsenal themed pub, mate. Don't come in here and tell me we haven't won anything. I didn't wake up from a coma a couple of days ago and think and someone lied to me and said we won the Champions League. I know what we have and haven't won. I'm still not Arteta in and out. So if you keep saying he hasn't won anything in 6 years, it does feel a little bit like you keep saying it because you know you're running out of time to say it. And maybe let's just pretend you've already run out of time to say it because you've said it 100 times and I heard you say it 100 times. And if you keep saying something, it doesn't make it more interesting, does it?
No, but it is the truth still.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you can have your opinion. It's all good.
Thank you.
Can I say something?
I wish you would. Couldn't be any dafter than this, could it?
when Arteta joined as coach, I was really dead against it. I thought, my God, Arsenal, top 6 club in the UK, have just hired someone who's never managed a team on his own. And I thought, what the fuck are we doing?
Exactly.
Why? And then I looked at the tables after about 14 games, something like that, and we were relegation fodder. and then it just sort of evolved from that. And then the last 3 seasons, I've seen the improvement so much that I'm not Arteta in, I'm not Arteta out, but at the moment he's doing a fucking good job for us.
Okay, so he finished 8th twice, right? Then he bottled top 4, and then he bottled the league. How
Do you
is
know
that
what
doing
bottled means? Because I really get pissed off when people. I don't use slang from Georgia. I'm sure that you have loads of words that I wouldn't understand. So
Choked.
you,
Sure.
yeah. So choking isn't bottling. Bottling is when you lack courage, right?
That's not how most people
you know-
use it. Oh,
No, I know because you're using it. I can't help you if you decided that since 60,000 other idiots say bottling, and they're usually Tottenham fans, to be fair, they want it to seem like what we're doing is lacking courage. You say all you Arteta outers all have the same language, bottling, whatever you think it means. I don't really care about your opinion enough to ask you this question, but I feel like I should anyway. Do you feel like he's lacks the courage to win the league, or do you feel like things just didn't go right? Because he did get 89. He did score 91 goals, which is the most, as a manager, it was the most goals we've ever scored. That's quite good, isn't it? He did get 89 points, which is more than if you took the average number of points it takes to win the Premier League is 88. These are all things that he's not lacking courage to do those things. They just weren't good enough. We happened to be around at a time where Manchester City were better than us, right? So we're the second best team in the league. Sorry it's not enough for you, but your standards seem very high for other people and very low for yourself. You don't have any standards for yourself, but you're very angry when people don't meet these exorbitant standards you set for them. You started supporting a club right at the point where we stopped being a good club, and now you're blaming Arteta for it. You can't blame Arteta for the years from 2006 to 2016, can you? Weren't we shit then? Were you just as angry then? Who did you hate back then?
Why
Did you hate Arsene Wenger at the end?
I didn't hate him. He was winning trophies still, and he was playing better football than Arteta plays.
Do you remember us losing to Manchester United 8-2? Do you remember his 1000th game where we lost to Chelsea 6-0? Did you like that football better?
His last 5 years, he won 3 FA Cups.
Doesn't really answer my question, but I'll take that as a no. Okay, we're gonna need to wrap up. I would love to listen to you say the same things I've heard you say thousands of times before, but I'm gonna draw a line under it. And please don't be offended if next time you post or publish something that I've heard you say before. This isn't just a this isn't a vehicle. This isn't like a mouthpiece for your half-considered thoughts and opinions. I don't just have to put everything you say up here. I haven't banned you, and I am saying by all means, you've joined a group of people, many of whom have much more experience watching football than you and have been around a bit longer, and some have achieved great things or coped with amazing adversity and come through it. And maybe this is a place to open your ears and not your mouth. Maybe that would be my advice to you. But before we do that, I'm going to give you one last chance in the hopes that we're going to have a debate as a result, but not a long one because I do have to go to bed. But rather than just saying something I know already, which is a very poor basis for a debate to begin with. If I start any debate with the things we can all agree on, it's because I'm trying to get to a point. So far, haven't seen you develop the point, but assuming there might be a point, can I just ask you once more to have a go at getting there? What is the point that you want everyone? What would you like everyone to know before we call it a day?
That Arteta is not good enough.
Right. So, okay. So would it surprise you to know that once I saw that you had your own channel with 27,500 subscribers, by the way, your subscribers are a shit show, aren't they? They really are a shit show because you post something and 5 people vote on it. You want to have a word. If I've got nowhere near the size of subscribers.
It's more than 5. That's a little bit of a.
Should we have a quick look? You got 27,000. How many? I looked on Social Blade. Obviously, they all started subscribing to you.
I made different content though, so that's why. And I stopped posting for a long time, so that's why I don't get much views.
Are you familiar with Social Blade?
No, I've never heard of it.
I think I'd go and look at it before you say too many more things we both are going to know you're kind of making up as you go along. Because Social Blade, it gives you the insight into the back end of a YouTube channel, so you can see when subscribers were arrived, and you can do all the investigating you want on my channel, and I could do all the investigating I want on your channel. But I don't really need to do a lot of investigating on your channel. You've got 27,500 subscribers, and if I put your channel in here, you're lucky if you get 100 views. So what are these subscribers doing?
I've never got 100 views though. I always get more than 100.
Keep going.
Views.
You never know. You might get there, man.
I mean, I consistently get more than 100 views. Is what I meant.
Okay, let's just see.
And also, you said I bought subscribers, which I never did.
Okay, I think that's a bit of a fib, isn't it? What do you, in Georgia, when someone's talking shit, what do you say? Is there like a slang term for bullshit beyond bullshit? I know that one already.
Honestly, I don't even know. Some similar stuff.
Okay. I think you just need to get out more. That's my ending to the argument. I would say that to you. I think we can both agree on that. I think you need a different hobby, one that's more fulfilling. I feel like it would just be crass, cowardly, and unkind. But it would be bullying if I pulled up the numbers from Social Blade on your account right now. It just isn't what I'm pissed off about anyway. What I'm pissed off about is we created this lovely community full of people who have made me laugh, made me think, made me really happy to be an Arsenal fan. And you come into it and you see this oasis of talent and intelligence, and you don't pay any attention to it. You don't immerse yourself in it. You don't become part of it. You just sit there repeating the same old thing. If this was a real pub, I probably wouldn't let you in. But if I did let you in, there'd be a little corner that smells a bit of wee, and we'd just have you there with your orange squash, and everyone would just ignore you. And after a while, you'd think, well, this isn't fun. And you'd join in, and you'd become part of the group. And I kind of hope you will. But I tell you what, you ain't debating your way to the top of the class, are you? If I had given anyone else the opportunity to try and debate, I think we'd had a better show. So thank you for giving it a try. Thank you for doing your best. I think this was your best. Was this your best effort at debating?
No, I just let you talk the whole time.
Did you have anything you wanted to say before we go that's remotely different from anything you've said before?
I mean, I could say a lot more on Arteta, but
I mean, I could say a lot more on Arteta, but I'm saying, do you have anything you want to say that you haven't said a lot before? Here's the thing. Next time you offer your opinion, wait till someone asks you for it. And in the frustration of never being asked for your opinion, you might get on with something, you might do something, and people might go, well, that's interesting. How did you do that? Then they might want your opinion. But your opinion on Arsenal Football Club is about as well considered as your opinion to come and do this debate, your decision to do this debate. I'm happy to shut up and let you speak, but to be honest with you, every single time I ask you to, you come back with the same generically boring derivative bullshit that we all know already anyway. So should I give you another go? Do you want another go?
Sure.
Well, the floor is yours.
Okay, so on Arteta, right? He comes
No, really? Arteta? Shit, you want to talk about Arteta? Oh, well, that's a fucking surprise. Yeah, go on. I didn't know you had such strong opinions about Arteta.
All right, so he comes in, he finishes 8th, right? With the supposed terrible squad, right? He wins the FA Cup. And then he finishes 8th again. Then he bottled top 4, right? Then he bottles the league 93% top.
Just there are rules to a debate, right? If you're just going to say the same thing you've said so many times before, do you just not think I've heard you? I have heard you. I've heard you. And also you're reeling off the experience we've all lived. And you're doing it in a weird tense as well. He bottles top. He has bottled is what you meant. You mean you're trying to use the past tense, I think, aren't you? You're describing seasons that were 5 and 6 years ago. So you can now use the past tense, assuming you can use the past tense. I go to the shops. Is not I went to the... You know that, right? I'm not trying to be patronising, but you're using the wrong tense. It's quite frustrating. You're saying shit I already know, that I lived through, and you're saying it as if it's about to happen.
No, I'm just saying that this is what he's done in the last 6 years, right?
Why are you telling me what I already know? What advantage is to be gained from it?
Because I don't know how that's improving when he 1-0.
Well, let's say it's not. Let's say it's not improving. Let's say we've always been top of the Premier League, and we've always been second in the Premier League, and we've always been top of the Champions League. So so he hasn't improved us at all. There's no improvement whatsoever. I wonder how it's possible that you started watching Arsenal in 2006. Do you know how many times between 2006 and 2026 we were second? Off the top of your head.
2015, 16, 22, 23, 24, 24.
No. So there's one time that wasn't Arteta and the rest are all Arteta. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay, so how many times between 2006 and 2019 were we second?
Honestly, I don't know before 2013.
Well, maybe go look that up because the whole point you're making is that you can't see how it's improvement to be doing better than we did before he got here. And even I don't think you're that stupid.
But how are we doing
me
better?
saying that? Because you see how the league table, like the top is 1 and then it goes 2 all the way down to 20. So if you were 4th and 3rd and 8th and 6th and 4th and 3rd for a long time, and someone comes along and does second, do you see how that's better mathematically? Do you see how someone gets more points than you got for the previous 15 years? Do you see how that's better? More points is more than fewer points. You see how if they score more goals than you ever scored in the Premier League, that's progress. That's better. Can we agree on those things? He's done those things. Do you see how, like, when Arsene Wenger came in, and he's a fantastic manager, my hero. See how when he came into the club, the first season he was in the Champions League, he didn't qualify out of a group that had Lens, Panathinaikos, and Dinamo Kiev in it. And I know because I went to the games, right? You see how Arteta's first season, he got us to the quarterfinal and we lost to Bayern Munich. And it was a shit show of a game, but that's still better, isn't it? So you see, all of the things I'm describing they're not my opinion. That's why people think Arteta's improved us. You know, when we're beating Atletico Madrid and Inter Milan away and all these games, you see how that's better than it was when you started following Arsenal? You see? That's why people say it's improvement. I'm sorry it hasn't occurred to you to look these things up. I think this is so obvious I could actually prove it to you on a fucking Etch-a-Sketch. But like here we are, you're asking a question. I gave you a chance to debate and you've asked a question which is essentially childlike in its infant stupidity. That's how it's improvement, because the number's better.
No, but that doesn't matter though, because there's one winner.
Oh, there's one. Oh my God. That's right. So
If
the
you're
only
winning,
improvement is
winning the league.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you're entitled to hate him for not winning the league. Perhaps you've turned someone else into an Arteta hater. I don't know. You've used the example that he hasn't achieved what you wanted him to achieve. But by all means, hate him. Hate anyone who doesn't achieve what you think they should achieve. Am I allowed to do the same?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Can I hate you for not having achieved anything at all?
Why do you keep bringing it back to me?
Well, why do you keep bringing it to Arteta?
Because he's the manager of the club.
For now.
Yeah.
If he doesn't win anything, he won't be. And then it won't matter what you hate about him. Are you still going to hate him if he goes to manage Barcelona or Rem or wherever the fuck he ends up? Are you still going to hate him?
I won't care as much because he won't be the manager of the club.
I wonder who you'll hate next. I can't wait to find out this future gripping and thrilling installment of who Austin from Georgia hates.
It's really not. It's not personal. You know what I mean?
It feels a bit personal because you
won't
keep
care
talking
as much about
Arteta.
him when he leaves.
I don't care about him at all, but that's all you want to talk about. You could talk about anything. You could come up here and talk about anything, man. You could have talked about anything. Your favourite lipstick. What's your favourite lipstick? What do you like to wear when you go out? I don't know. What the fuck? I don't care. But nothing except, I mean, you must even surely, you don't sound like you're taking drugs. You're not on drugs, are you?
No.
Are you smoking weed?
No.
Okay. Maybe try that. It's fun. Do that. I don't know what happened to young people, but you all got deadly serious and fucking tedious. I've really never said this to any guest we've had on here before, but I have not enjoyed this at all. So I'm going to ask you to enjoy the rest of your evening, the rest of your week, the rest of however long it takes before you come back with something interesting to say. Goodbye. Sorry about that, Zanzi. That took a lot longer than I was expecting it to. And everyone's been so... Yeah, don't.
Sorry.
Fucking... What happened to young people? Seriously.
This.
Do you think it's our fault with this fucking YouTube?
No, not us. It's
not my fault.
It's the internet.
It's just wrong, isn't it? It's just like people sitting around in their bedrooms, probably still living with their parents, complaining about people that don't know they exist and how, because he hasn't reached some objectively almost impossible standard, he must be hated.
What would he have been like in the mid-70s when we finished 15th and 16th
He would have
on the
been in his
table?
bedroom reading the Gooner magazine, and he would have been like dreaming of having, like, it's all of these guys. It's just a whole lot of them, these middle-aged men that finally found popularity because they come onto a YouTube channel and say the same thing as each other, you know? It's just endless. It's the incel culture of hating people who haven't delivered what he wants them to. And it's so sad because touch some fucking grass. Go and get some sunshine on your face. Do something that's not... Find a girlfriend. You know, when, like, if you'd said to me, I'm a douchebag, but if you'd have said to me at 20 years old, what do you enjoy doing? Working out. All right, watching football, hang out with my friends. I would have swerved that fella in a party. Fucking hell. All right, well, do you need cab fare? Rob Curry's right. You know, you're wasting your breath. I tried. Listen, no one can say I didn't try. The lad is brave enough to come on the channel and say how he thinks. Respectfully, credit for that. I do credit for that, but think, like, if he. You said here, like, Lone Star, I totally get it. And, I give him time to say his piece because I do respect people who come and say what they think rather than hiding behind a keyboard. But he comes on and says what he thinks. He doesn't. He says what he feels. What he thinks is what we've all heard it before. Have you not heard all that before? You could be a Rangers fan.
Yeah. Can't he see that we've improved?
No, because how are we improved? We didn't win the league. There is only winning the league and not winning the league. It's entirely binary.
Oh, okay. So it's black and white.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. I've tried my best. I still wouldn't ban him. I just don't read his comments anymore. I just don't need it. I haven't got time in my life. Listen, I'm worried enough about the Wolves game.
Yeah, I think I might be starting to hate you, Dan, because we haven't won the league since I've been on there.
No, we haven't. I'm starting to hate me for that. The fuck are you talking about? I hate me for that. I already said it on Thursday. I was like, I started thinking I'm the problem.
Yeah,
I believe too
we love
much.
you. We love you. We don't hate you.
I started this fucking channel because I honestly thought, hey, we're going to win a league. Here we are. It's been 3 years. And I'm sat here like, the thing is, I'd stay for the company. Come for the hate, stay for the company. I can't wait to read all these comments, but I'm going to have to do it from the comfort of I've got to be up early. It's the one day of the week I shouldn't be doing this. Look at this. We've had the Jay, the short man. Is it over yet? The most one-sided debate of all time. I know, I'm sorry. It didn't really feel like a debate, but thank you for the... what is that, a super stick? Or I never know what these things are. Thank you for the sponsorship. You're an absolute legend.
And Melina above as well.
Oh shit, was there another one?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I got so Melina. Do you know, like she's so modest. I genuinely nothing but love. Like when I started this channel, I thought it was just going to be a fantastic way for me to make everybody listen to me. And finally
if Melina's doing that for my hair, what would she pay for extras?
No. Moment of appreciation for Zanzi's hair. I don't know, but like it is worth it. Zanzi, I'll make sure you get that 2 Canadian. But guys, I wish I had not engaged in that and instead joined the chat more. It's been 3.5 hours and I wasted some of it, and I beg you for your forgiveness on that. And I hope that next time we do a debate, I will. I don't know, but like the question, it was a fair one. Would you ever have anyone on here who's Arteta out? Repeatedly do. They're usually better debates than that. I remember Carl Walsh. He was brilliant. We never agreed friendly, respectful, made some good points. I'm open-minded. The problem is I can't debate Arteta outers because I'm not an Arteta inner. Like, they keep creating a straw man argument. There's people who would have Arteta stay even if he got us relegated. I've never met those people. I never meet people who are... I meet people like you and me who are like, well, if he doesn't win anything this season, I'd probably have to sack him. And if he wins something, great, that's what we wanted. And that's it. That seems like the only rational debate. It's like when you keep meeting people who want to argue something that's so niche that you're not interested in.
I have to admit, I do like Mr. Herbert's comment straight underneath the Shortmans.
See, I could debate that.
Yeah.
Nietzsche viewed hate not merely as a negative emotion, but as an intense, learnable, and often necessary passion for self-assertion akin to love and its power. Yeah, I really do struggle with Beyond Good and Evil. And the Stoics talk about the binary nature of you can't enjoy love without hate, but I don't agree. I think I don't agree. And I'm happy to have the philosophical debate on it. I don't think that I was going to get that from the world's biggest Arteta hater. But, if any one of you, Lone Star Londoner, I think of you as a very philosophical person. I definitely think I could be enlightened by some of your attitudes to these problems. And I'm certain that there were things that any one of you could pick apart that I said to Austin. I am constantly learning. I can promise you that I have made more effort to study Nietzsche than anyone else. I find it hugely difficult to try and understand. Maybe I'm just lacking the intellectual capability. But to the idea that hate is not merely a negative emotion, rather an intense, learnable, and often necessary passion, I think I fundamentally disagree. I think that, well, this is a conversation for another time. I can't really do this past 2:00. So, Zanzi, I'm over to you for your last words.
It's been emotional.
You've been asleep for half of it. What the fuck are you talking about?
I wasn't. I was doing what Mr. Herbert wanted me to do. Put my hair on.
Oh, God. Don't make him make you do things. You know where we end up.
I know, but I'll bend him from the cellar because he drank all the cider last time.
It looks empty anyway.
It is, yeah, because he drank all the cider. But anyway, I'm going to have an oubliette out there somewhere with Spurs fans.
I actually had a little bet with myself that you were going to say oubliette tonight.
Yeah. Oh, did you win?
I did. I just won. Yeah, you just won it for me.
How much did you win?
I won a 45-minute argument with myself.
Good one.
I'm still Arteta. Can you be just like Arteta?
Yeah.
Arteta. He's Arteta out. I'm Arteta. Who? I don't give a shit.
Well, while he's there, and while we're not going to change him, you just leave him do his job at the moment, and he's doing all right.
The one that annoyed me most was on Deluded's channel when Kenny Ken and they were talking about Arteta, has he done a good job or not? And I just said, do you think he could be sacked in December? And Kenny Ken was going to get pulled into that's a stupid question. I was like, if it's a stupid question to ask you if we're going to sack him, why are we discussing sacking him? If you went into a boardroom and say, right, what we want to talk about now is we're sacking Arteta. Well, we're not going to do that. Right, but I want us to talk about it. Well, no. Well, I think we should talk about it. Why? Do you want to do it? No, but I want to talk about it. It's like, then there's a difference, isn't it? I want to talk about Arsenal. I want to talk about Bukayo Saka. I want to talk about, like, Tuesday's coming. We'll do a nice Tuesday club. Everyone will be happy. We might even throw in some comedy and some. Maybe I'll do. Maybe Tuesday night is the night I finally eat this fucking banana pizza and get it out of the way, and then we got.
That's not a bad idea if you're doing that, because then we could have a Tropic Arsenal one, couldn't we?
Yeah. Good shout. Right, Tuesday is Club Tropic Arsenal. Tuesday Club Tropic Arsenal. Everyone who knows. I hope you're all here for it. Have you finished your?
No, I've not, because I've got to say, Well, no, I'll come back to you because obviously.
Can you make this a little quicker than normal?
Yes.
I actually,
okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, right. Everyone in chat's been absolutely brilliant tonight.
Almost.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, the usual motley crew have been brilliant, and you people as well have been brilliant as well.
Yeah.
And then you are stoic.
I'd like to be. I would dream of being.
But why have you got a Chelsea badge on your front?
It's not. It's a Lonsdale badge, you donut.
Yeah. Okay.
It's because I like a bit of the clubber. Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking of becoming a hooligan, actually. I don't know if you give me any pointers. How does one go about becoming a hooligan?
Who?
Where does one hool? And is it a supervised activity, or does one bring one's own supervision? All right.
Maybe you need a trainer.
I definitely need a fucking trainer. Have you seen the state of me? God, I need more than a montage, mate. You know when Rocky starts off one way and then they do like a 5-minute montage with a good power rock ballad. Yeah, I'd need that. Would be the 5 minutes of the film where there wasn't a montage for me. I need an hour and a half montage.
That's it.
I was gonna sign up for this.
Just so you're being carted off in the ambulance at the end.
Just gas and air.
Yeah.
And a cigarette.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll come for you, Apollo Creed. I'll just wait till you're middle-aged and put on a few pounds, and then I'll hit you over the back of the head with a brick. Can I be the sort of hooligan who doesn't fight well? Are there any hooligans that don't? I don't know. Sorry, I've interrupted you again.
No, I finished.
Oh, have you? Well, in that case, thank you. Listen, all of you, far too numerous to count. It's been a really, I'd say, look, I'm always gonna be easily persuaded to have debates with people. I've enjoyed the debates we've had on here, some more than others. I will say, Austin, if you're still here, or maybe you already run off to Lee Gunner's page. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. But if you are here, listen, I do appreciate you for being on here, and I do appreciate you for being respectful, and I do want to see you again, and I do hope that you can come in here and talk about something else. This can be the place where you don't talk about Arteta, and we can talk about something else. We can talk about the things you enjoy. There must be things, and I would say that to all of you. Anyone else who wants to come up here, I promise I'll be nice. But more than anything, I'm sure I say this all the time, without you, this wouldn't be possible, and I think it is important that there is a place where people can just have calm, friendly banter. So I'll try not to do too many 1 hour long monologues of people who don't really understand half of the things I'm saying. But until I see you on Tuesday night, where there will be Club Tropic Arsenal, we will be talking more than just football, because there won't be a fuckload of shit to talk about anyway. We can't all spend the whole 2 hours on Tuesday talking about whether we're going to beat Wolves or not. And we never get it right anyway. Our predictions are always terrible. So, Club Tropic Arsenal, I'll be eating banana and bacon pizza, and I'll take the day off on Wednesday just so I don't have to worry about being sick. Until I see you then, be lucky. Oh, hang on, let me just ramble a bit longer because I haven't set up any music. There's got to be a musical outro, hasn't there? Right. Yeah, all right. Until I see you again, be lucky.
Our jungle Ransom, the Guna sound system. We come for mash up the dance tonight. Arsenal style, red and white. Get behind the red army. Moving like Ferrari. With the handbrake off. Take it off. With the handbrake off. No stop, no stop. Rattle the cage. The lions are awake. From Highbury's goes to the Emirates gates. Drums like thunder, hearts vibrate. When the cannon boom, it's too late. Take the handbrake off. Red army rolling on. Saka on the wing, blazing trails. Trossard twist and the keeper wail. Arteta plan, never derail. Jungle drums on the red hot sails. Get behind the red army. Moving like Ferrari. With the handbrake off. Get behind brake off. Get behind the red army. Moving like Ferrari. With the handbrake off. Take it up. With the handbrake off. No stop, no stop. Red army.